Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Parsons Field in Brookline, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of today's high school varsity baseball contest as part of the 2026 MIAA Division I State Tournament Preliminary Round. Today's contest will be a battle of warriors between the visiting 34th seeded Golden Warriors of Andover High School and the hosting 31st seeded Spartan Warriors of Brookline High School. Well, folks, for those of you who've been tuning in throughout this Brookline baseball season, you know it's been a season of ups, downs, arounds, plenty of excitement, plenty of heartbreak, but now here we are at the start of the postseason. These two teams facing off, hoping for a chance to advance to the round of 32, where the mighty second-seeded Shamrocks of Bishop-Feehan High School will be waiting for them. Brookline finishing in the top 32 of the power rankings at 31st, so despite a losing record at 7-13, their power ranking from their strength of schedule and their average margin good enough to get them into a playoff spot. Andover, meanwhile, despite finishing outside the top 32, managed to finish, I believe, with a 500 record. It was listed online as 10-11, but one of those games, one of those losses must have been like out of league and not counted or something like that, so that Andover would count as having a 500 record, which qualifies them to make the tournament, even if they finish outside the top 32 of the power rankings. Both of these two teams riding a lot of momentum into this one. Both Warriors squads finished with a 3-game winning streak to close out the season. So both teams riding hot coming into this one. As we get ready to get this one underway, I am happy to say that today's broadcast is a sponsored one. This broadcast brought to you in part by Brookline Proven, your local source for home improvement contractors. BHS baseball parent Paul Hom and his team can do anything, from remodels to handyman honey-do lists. They live in Brookline, they work in Brookline, and they know just what a Brookline home needs. Visit brklnproven.com or text Paul at 617-352-8829 to find out more and discuss the scheduling, pricing, and specifics of the services your home needs. Once again, that's brklnproven.com or text 617-352-8829. And thank you again to Brookline Proven for sponsoring this broadcast. And you can see all that information about Brookline Proven website and phone number down in the bottom center of your screen, as well as in the description section of this video down below. Also down below in the description section, you can find the link and phone number for our local charity spotlight for today, the Brookline Education Foundation. The Brookline Education Foundation raises funds to help promote growth and innovation among Brookline educators, growth that can then be passed on to the children of this community. For over 40 years, this foundation has given out a variety of grants across the educational landscape. These include Idea Lab grants for teachers that want to present their students with new and exciting projects, and teacher grants for educators that want to further develop their own skills to bring to the classroom. Many initiatives which have become staples in the public schools of Brookline started as BEF grants. They support literacy education training, new methods in STEM education, project-based learning, mentoring of new principals and superintendents, and collaborative work around diversity, equity, and inclusion, just to name a few. Visit brooklineeducation.org or call 617-948-6999 to find out how you can help support our town's educators and, through them, our students. Once again, that's brooklineeducation.org or call 617-948-6999. And all that information, as I said before, down in the description section down below. We see Andover finishing up their pregame warm-up, so I imagine soon Brookline will be taking the field and warming up for the top of the first inning. I'm not seeing the umps around, so we might just be waiting on the umps to show up. But with that note in mind, let's take a look at the starting lineups for this game coming in. We'll start with the visiting Golden Warriors of Andover High School. Leading off for Andover today, and also starting on the mound for the visiting Golden Warriors, number 18, Kyle Olson. Batting second, the left fielder, number 24, Bowden Wood. Batting third and playing third, number 13, Max Sue. Batting cleanup and playing catcher, number 7, Ryan Cardillo. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 21, Luke Tremblay. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 10, Sam Feely. Batting seventh, the second baseman, number 5, Danny Van Buren. Batting eighth, the right fielder, number 20, Luke Solomon. Batting ninth, the center fielder, number 11, Will Entner. And not in the batting order, but starting at shortstop for Andover today, number 9, Max Dyer. That's the starting lineup for Andover. Now let's go over the starting lineup for the hosting 31st seeded Brookline High Warriors. Leading off for Brookline today, the left fielder, number 9, Connor Fitzgerald. Batting second, the catcher, co-captain, number 13, Felix Hom. Batting third, the shortstop, number 2, Hugh Bollinger. Batting cleanup, the first baseman, number 4, Thaddeus Gameau. Batting fifth, the right fielder, number 3, Eli Hoffman. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 6, Armand Tandon. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, number 12, Harris Hodgson. Batting eighth, the center fielder, co-captain, number 24, Wally Lawrence. Batting ninth, the second baseman, number 30, Danny Carballo. And not in the batting order, but starting on the mound for Brookline today, number 17, Nikolai Rabiner. Head coach of the Brookline High baseball team is Brendan O'Connor, with assistant coaches Colin King, Ryan Nealon, and Will McKay. So those are our starting lineups for today, as Brookline, after making the dance for the third straight year, hoping to punch their ticket to the round of 32 for the second time in 3 years. This year has been quite the electric one in terms of some big numbers being put up. Folks, I have been covering this Brookline High baseball team every season since 2021, so every year of the 2020s. And so I was able to compare this year's stats with all the stats from all the seasons of this decade. And so the team actually set some new records for this 2020s decade. And I'm going to show them here on your screen as I put together some graphics for that. First, we're going to start off with some single game records. Again, this is most in the 2020s decade so far. On the mound, both Nikolai Rabiner and Harris Hodgson set new single game records for strikeouts, as Rabiner fanned 13 batters against Boston Latin School on April 20th, and Hodgson matched that mark with 13 Ks of his own against rival Newton North on May 18th. And then in terms of single-game doubles, Felix Hamm set a new record with 3 two-baggers on May 2nd at Sharon. So those are the single-game records. Now let's take a look at the single-season records. Again, just for this decade of the 2020s, Hugh Bollinger setting 4 new single-season team records for the decade, setting new records in hits with 26, triples with 4, RBI with 21, and slugging percentage at .586. Connor Fitzgerald also setting a new team best mark for this decade with 23 runs scored this season. And Nikolai Rabiner again on that record-setting mark with 57 strikeouts on the season, breaking his own record of 45 from last season. And then we got some team records as well for this Brookline squad, the most in the 2020s in terms of runs scored with 112, RBI with 96, home runs with 3, triples with 4, and pitching strikeouts with 134. So I'm glad we got a chance to fit those records in. As now we are going to get ready for the first pitch of this playoff ball game here. Leading off for Andover, the pitcher, number 18, Kyle Olson. First pitch from Nikolai Rabiner is an outside fastball, ball 1. We've got some raindrops falling already as that one is a swing and a miss for strike 1. Looks like we're going to get some less than ideal weather out here, but we are on a turf field as that one is launched down the left field side, foul and out of play for strike 2. On a turf field, the rain going to have some minimal impact on the surface, but still going to be interesting as that one going to miss outside for ball 2. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. Rabiner starts us off with a K. 1 out. Now batting, the left fielder, number 24, Bowden Wood. Swing and a miss there for strike 1. That one also hits the zone. Rabiner quickly ahead in the count here at 0-2. The count to Wood, and he fouls that one to the backstop to stay alive. Rabiner efficiently throwing strikes to start here. That one just a bit outside. Couldn't get Wood to bite on that one. 1-2 the count as that one going to miss to the outside, ball 2. Oh, did he go around? Checking with the first base ump. He throws it back to the home plate ump who says he went around. Back-to-back Ks for Nikolai Rabiner. Now batting the third baseman, number 13, Max Sue. First pitch, I think, missed there for ball 1. Checks his swing there, and he's ahead in the count 2-0. But that one hits the zone, strike 1. I think it's 2-1, but I'm not sure if he was showing 2-2 there. That one going to miss inside. Rabiner has such a quick turnaround to his next pitch. It's hard for me to update the count while my laptop is covered with a coat. That's going to be ball 4 to Sue. Runner at first, 2 down. Up comes the catcher, number 7, Ryan Cardillo. Curveball is lifted out to center field, and it's a jogging trip for Wally Lawrence out in center to make that catch for the 3rd out of the inning. So a 2-out walk was all that Andover could muster in their first offensive inning. And now we will move to the bottom of the 1st. No score so far. It'll be Fitzgerald, Hom, and Bollinger due up for Brookline. Kyle Olson, who was also the leadoff hitter for Andover in the top half of that inning, warming up. Interesting to note, it is a lefty pitcher for Andover here today, so might limit Brookline's ability to move on the base paths, as he'll have that quick pickoff move at first base. And folks, I'm not alone in today's broadcast. I know it's not an immediate joining here, but joining me as my color commentator for the rest of this playoff ball game, Brookline High sophomore Sam Lowenstein. Sam, I hope your orthodontist appointment was good today.
It was a very good 4-minute appointment, effective service.
There we
regardless, the traffic was hard though.
Yeah, that's always good. When the traffic is longer than the doctor's appointment, that's how you know you're in New England.
It was 25 minutes, more or less, that it took to get from about at the Chestnut Hill Mall at Lifetime over here. So traffic was hard, but a very exciting game here between Brookline and Andover. Both teams on 3-game win streaks. Going into this one should be awfully interesting.
Well, to catch you up, Nikolai Rabiner put Andover down in 4 batters, allowing just a 2-out walk in the top of the 1st. And now leading off for Brookline, the left fielder, number 9, Connor Fitzgerald. It's a slow roller right back to Olson, who flips it to first for a quick 1st out of the inning.
Really strong pitch there from the pitcher for Andover. This Andover team, 3-game win streak to end the regular season, won their last game over Wakefield Memorial High School 4-3. So this team has been awfully hot, and even the games that they lost before that, the 2 games they lost before that, they both lost in the 9th inning.
Now batting for Brookline, their catcher and co-captain, number 13, Felix Hom.
This Andover team taking both of those games to 9, lost one of them 11-10, then 8-6 in the other one.
2-0 the early count to Hom here, with 1 out and the bases empty, and a little bit of a drizzle falling here at Parsons Field in Brookline. Another one misses inside. Olson attacking that inside part of the plate, pulling a lot of his pitches in as a lefty pitcher.
Definitely, and also going to the inside breaking ball primarily. Hom not biting.
And he doesn't bite on that one either. It'll be a 4-pitch walk for Felix Hom. And now with a runner on base, up comes Brookline's most electric hitter this season, their shortstop, number 2, Hugh Bollinger.
Well, Bollinger, he's had, you put it perfectly, Jesse, an incredible season for the Warriors. A bunch of triples, great contact numbers, great everything numbers for Brookline.
Bollinger setting new high marks for the decade of the 2020s, as we showed in our pregame graphic. New team records for hits, triples, RBI, and slugging percentage as single season marks there. Also one of 3 Brookline batters with a home run this season, so definitely the kind of guy you want up here. 0-1 the count to Bollinger as he skies another one foul and out of play for strike 2. Bryce Hellendrung, number 29, the courtesy runner at first base in place of the catcher Felix Hamm after he drew the one-out walk. Breaking ball does not break enough, and Bollinger does not bite. High and away for ball 1.
Well, Olsen, the previous at-bat to Hamm, went with a lot of breaking balls to the inside. This time he tries to freeze Bollinger to the outside, just can't get enough bite on it.
Oh, he got him to bite on that one, though. Worked the high heat for strike 3. 2 down in the inning. And up comes the first baseman, number 4, Thaddeus Gameau.
Well, Jesse, Gameau's been an absolute singles machine for the Warriors, the kind of guy that you want to have up trying to start a rally here early in this game.
Fouls that one off, and Sam, you missed his transformation into some more extra base hit machinery later on in the season. You especially missed out on that big 3-run home run he hit in Wellesley. That breaking ball again does not break enough, and that'll be ball 1 to Gameau. 2 down, Hellendrung, the courtesy runner at first base. Swing and a miss there for strike 2.
Well, Jesse, I must say, I did see that clip on your YouTube channel. Gameau definitely a power surge later in the season, but still the consistent contact numbers for Brookline, so important for them.
And they're definitely hoping Gameau can make some contact here with 2 down as he's behind in the count, 1-2. That one gonna miss outside, ball 2.
Well, there Olsen went with the fastball after throwing some off-speed stuff similar to what he did against Bollinger, but this time went with a pitch outside the strike zone as opposed to a high in the zone fastball.
And tried to curve that one, kind of a sidewinder delivery. Misses there, and we got a full count.
And he's tried a couple of those, trying to bite those breaking balls back into the strike zone on the outside.
Swing and a miss. Gameau chases that one to the outside. Back-to-back Ks from Olsen finish the inning. Both teams manage a walk, but nothing else. And at the end of 1, we are scoreless here at Parsons.
Really well tunneled pitch there, Jesse, from Olsen. He's able to work the fastball just out of the zone, so worst case scenario, he can't get hurt too hard, especially to a power hitter in Gameau now here late in the season, but he still has enough movement on it to get the swing and a miss.
During this break between innings, I remind you this broadcast is brought to you in part by Brookline Proven, your local source for home improvement contractors. Visit brklnproven.com or text BHS Baseball parent Paul Hamm at 617-352-8829 to find out more and discuss the scheduling, pricing, and specifics of the services that your home needs. Once again, brklnproven.com or text Paul at 617-352-8829. Thank you again to Brookline Proven for sponsoring this broadcast, and you can see all that information for them down at the bottom center of your screen, as well as in the description section of this video down below.
Well, Jesse, for Brookline, going into this second inning here, one big key to the game for Brookline, it's going to be pitching. In games 1, they've given up an ERA or just runs allowed per game as a team of 3.57, 7.92 in losses. Important with their ace, Rabiner, on the mound.
And Rabiner going to miss that first pitch for ball 1, as the second one is a strike. Rabiner, that famous quick turnaround of pitches of his makes it so hard for me to update the pitch count while also paying attention. This bouncer bobbled briefly, but Rabiner recovers easily and throws out Luke Tremblay at first for the first out of the inning.
Really solid pitch on the inside there. Little jam shot from Tremblay. Weak contact that Rabiner is able to induce and keeping Tremblay on his toes, establishing the count.
All right, 1 out, bases empty. Now up, the designated hitter, number 10, Sam Feely. As he takes ball 1. That one also going to miss high for ball 2.
Umpire hasn't called a lot of strikes on our right side of the plate.
And that one does get a strike call. And it'll be a 2-1 count. That one actually does just barely catch the outside corner to the lefty batter Feely.
Well, the umpire's been calling more strikes to our left side than to our right side.
And gets Feely chasing. Strike 3, third K of the day so far for Rabiner.
Really nasty pitch there from Rabiner. Jesse sets it up perfectly after he gets the called strike on the outside part of the plate, and then right after that goes with the perfectly tunneled changeup.
A slow roller here from Danny Van Buren. Arm on tendon, sails the throw. Oh, the batter went around. He's got to go back to first. He is going to reach. That one he might have made anyway. Kind of a slow roller there. I'll put down a single with a question mark on that one. It might be scored a reach on error depending on what they say. But I think even a perfect throw from tendon there wouldn't have caught him. Just a good break out of the batter's box from Danny Van Buren.
Definitely, I would say that's a hit for Van Buren, but Jesse Brookline getting awfully lucky here with the hard sidewalls here in foul territory at Parsons.
Showing bunt, and they're not lucky this time, Sam. A passed ball is going to send Van Buren up to second.
Well, Jesse, earlier in the season, we've seen the Brookline Warriors on a couple occasions cause some chaos for the other teams with showing bunt, especially early in counts. This time, Andover does it with the shown bunt by Solomon, gets an inside pitch and goes wild.
Luke Solomon, the right fielder, takes an outside ball 2.
Rabiner there yet again doesn't get the call on the left side, on his left side, our right side.
Misses that one, and yeah, that outside part for righty hitters, inside part for lefty hitters. There's an interesting pattern you've noticed, Sam, that a few more strike calls on the other side. That's going to be a ball 4 walk. They try a pickoff throw, no dice. But Solomon going to get a free pass to first. Runners at first and second with 2 down, as now up comes the center fielder, number 11, Will Entner.
And really, Jesse, that 4-pitch walk, that's a product of the first pitch going wild after the bunt attempt.
Swing and a miss there for Entner. Strike 1. Rabiner still just 1 out away from getting out of this inning unscathed, but Andover starting to mount some pressure here at the bottom of their order, as that one doesn't break enough for Rabiner, comes in high and inside.
Rabiner potentially realizing that the umpire has been calling more strikes to that side, tried to get one awfully close, potentially get a called strike, potential swing and miss, doesn't work out.
But it works out on that pitch as he hits that inside corner perfectly. Strike 2.
And it'll be interesting to see, Jesse, if the Andover pitcher, Olsen, as well, picks up this pattern.
A timeout is called by Entner as he steps out of the box and resets himself. 1-2 the count, 2 down, 2 on. Fastball low is going to miss for ball 2.
Went with the fastball down and away there. Rabiner trying to get a swing and miss in a big moment.
Swing and a miss. He gets him there. High breaking ball. Didn't break as much as Entner thought. And Nikolai Rabiner with 2 Ks in each of the first 2 innings as he retires Andover again. But a little bit scarier this time as they got 2 runners on, including 1 in scoring position. We move to the bottom of the second, still no score.
Most definitely, but Rabiner cool, calm, and collected. An awfully hard breaking ball at the top of the zone there. Through with all his might, he's able to get the strikeout. And when his stuff has been on in this game, Jesse, in the at-bats where it's been working, he's been absolutely dominant, getting loads of strikeouts.
It'll be the 5, 6, 7 hitters for Brookline. Hoffman, Tandon, and Hodgson due up here in the bottom of the second inning. Olsen back on the mound here. And Sam, based on what you saw from the Brookline hitters in the bottom of the first inning, what kind of adjustment do you hope to see from Brookline here against Olsen?
Well, Brookline here against Olsen, they're just going to have to find the gaps. That's the main thing. Olsen, he looked really good in the first inning. This Warriors team, they're going to have to be awfully patient getting good counts. That's going to be the important thing, because first game here in the prelim rounds, pitchers are going to be giving their best stuff. It's so important to get ahead in counts and not to get 0-2 situations.
Brookline only able to put one ball in play in the first inning. The leadoff ground out from Fitzgerald. After that, a walk and back-to-back strikeouts. Now batting for the Warriors, the right fielder, number 3, Eli Hoffman. Oh, that one hit him. Scraped his arm there, and Eli Hoffman gets a free pass down to first on one pitch.
And for as solid as Olsen was for portions of that first inning, a tough start for him here in the second.
So Brookline gets a leadoff runner aboard in one pitch. Now batting the third baseman, number 6, Armand Tandon. Takes that one high for ball 1.
Olsen there going to the righty outside of Tandon, and again not getting the strike call from the umpire.
Fouled off for strike 1, and folks, you can see the season stats just above our sponsor mark, as I'm sure you've been able to see at the bottom center of your screen. Tandon's numbers might not be impressive to the eye at first glance, but did catch a bit of a spark of momentum towards the tail end of the season as he cuts and misses at that one. Of course, he had one of the bigger hits of the season, a game-tying RBI double in that ultimate walk-off win against Weston. Runner goes, and Tandon chases for strike 3, but Hoffman successfully down to second, almost overslides on the wet, slippery turf out here. Tandon down on strikes, but a runner moves into scoring position.
Well, you said it perfectly, Jesse. Hoffman oversliding just a little bit, able to stick his left hand on the bag to remain safe.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 12, Harris Hodgson. Hodgson's biggest highlight of the season came on the mound with that 13K performance against Newton North. We'll see if he can make a clutch play at the plate here as he takes that one way inside for ball 1.
High inside there, and yet again we saw that on the hit by pitch. Olsen trying to go with those same side inside pitches. They haven't worked out particularly well for him.
And that time the outside pitch to the lefty also doesn't work. Ball 2.
Well, he just pulled it a little bit, and he's definitely going to have a challenge up against a very hot Brookline Warriors team on a 3-game win streak going into this game. And again, high and inside.
Yep, misses that one, and it's a 3-0 hitters count to Hodgson. Hodgson going to take that one all the way for strike 1.
Just gets the call on the outside part of the plate there. This Warriors team won their last game against Framingham. Brookline did in the last game of the regular season.
Swing and a miss as Hodgson chased that one inside for strike 2. We got a full count here with 1 out and a runner at second. And Hodgson, a bit of a late defensive swing there, fouls it off, stays alive with a full count.
And Jesse, not a lot of balls in play here in the beginning of this game. Pitchers have been able to really control things when they've hit their spots.
Another payoff pitch, and it's whiffed by Hodgson. Second K of the inning for Olsen, second out for Brookline. Both pitchers with 4 Ks so far. And for Brookline with 2 down and a runner at second, up comes the center fielder and co-captain, number 24, Wally Lawrence.
Well, Lawrence, he's made some big plays this season. Potential for a big impact here with a runner in scoring position.
1-0 the count to Lawrence as he takes a low ball 2 there. And Lawrence made a lot of clutch offensive plays early in the season, but his bat cooled off in a big way in the second half. A lot of his most clutch plays in the second half of the season coming in the field or on the mound. But that one's also going to miss, 3-0, but we saw Olson battle back from a 3-0 count against Hodgson. Let's see what he does with Lawrence here. Showing bunt, pulls back, and that does hit the zone. That's just a little trick Lawrence likes to try and bait the pitcher into messing up with a guy squaring up to bunt. Didn't work that time.
Great props to Olson not to fall for it.
And that one misses, strike two. Lawrence was getting ready to toss away his bat for the free pass to first, but he wasn't getting that call. Full count. That one is going to miss outside. Took one more pitch than Lawrence thought, but he is going to get his free pass down to first. And it'll be 2 on with 2 out as up comes the second baseman, number 30, Danny Carballo.
And that's the second walk of the game issued there by Olson. Add that with the hit by pitch. That's 3 runners that have advanced for the Warriors without hits.
Still no base hits for Brookline. Again, only 1 ball put in play so far by the Warriors. As that one going to hit the zone, a 1-1 count now to Carballo.
And not just without hits, but without even putting a ball in play. As you said, the Warriors still able to get
just one so far through the first 2 inning and 2/3. As Carballo misses on the breaking ball there for strike 2. Carballo had the big clutch game-tying 2-run single late in the game against Framingham as Brookline got the comeback victory to finish the regular season. But Carballo is going to go down on strikes. Olson strikes out the side in an inning where 5 batters came up and not a single one put a ball in play.
Just dominant stuff from Olson. This has really been the theme for him throughout these first couple of innings. When he's able to locate his stuff well, set the Warriors up in difficult situations of Brookline, then he's able to get strikeouts. The thing is, Brookline's been able to be pesky, wait when they've had good counts, just stay disciplined, and they've been able to get a couple of base runners that way.
During this break between the second and third innings, I remind you this broadcast brought to you in part by Brookline Proven, your local source for home improvement contractors. BHS baseball parent Paul Hom and his team can do anything from remodels to handyman honeydew lists. They live in Brookline, they work in Brookline, and they know just what a Brookline home needs. Visit brklnproven.com or text Paul at 617-352-8829 to find out more and discuss the scheduling, pricing, and specifics of the services your home needs. Once again, that's brklnproven.com. or text 617-352-8829. And thank you again to Brookline Proven for sponsoring this broadcast. Well, both teams have put exactly 3 runners on base, which means this third inning is going to be the one where we start back at square one. Both teams will be sending their leadoff batters back up to the plate in the third inning, starting here with the Andover pitcher, number 18, Kyle Olson. Makes contact with that one, lifts it out to center field. Wally Lawrence makes the easy catch there for out number 1.
Well, they're Rabiner trying to set up Olson with the early changeup. He does well, goes with a fastball after that, up and away. Olson just popped it slightly too much up in the air for an easy fly out to center.
Olson 0 for 2 now after striking out his first time up. That fly out to center, first out of the inning. That pitch going to be outside for ball 1. At the plate is the left fielder, number 24, Bowden Wood. As he takes strike 1 there, Wood went down on strikes his last time up, as it seems like the sun's starting to come out a bit. We got a bit of a break in the clouds here. Beautiful breaking ball there for strike 2. And Sam, we get such a beautiful view here at Parsons from behind the plate to get to see the movement on these pitches. Liner just out of reach for Bollinger into left, and it'll be a 1-out single for Bowden Wood.
Diving attempt there from Bollinger, really valiant try from him, but Wood doing a good job to stay through it, send it to the opposite field and get the hit.
Now a runner at first with one out as up comes the third baseman, number 13, Max Sue, lays down a bunt. Rabiner goes to get it, throws to first, completes the out, but Sue does his job with the sacrifice bunt.
Successful bunt there from Sue. And Jesse, we talk about this every now and then. That's one of the great things here about the high school game. Not everybody's going to hit a home run, so you see some small balls, some sacrifice bunts, people just trying to advance the runner by any means.
Now batting the catcher, number 7, Ryan Cardillo. That one way inside, ball 1. Cardillo, his last time up, flew out to center. That one catches the inside corner. Strike 1.
Nice pitch there from Rabiner on Cardillo. Gets a little bit of movement on it. Just a little bit on that fastball, enough to fool him.
That one tipped to the backstop. 1-2, the count to Cardillo. Two down, runner at second. Andover trying to strike first. Rabiner trying to get out of the inning again, unscathed. Ooh, that breaking ball hung on him there. Very close to hitting the batter, but it'll simply be an inside ball 2.
Well, Rabiner went yet again to that breaking ball. A lot of sweeping action on it, but this time didn't get the cut that he needed.
This one line just out of range for Bollinger again. Runner rounding third, heading for the plate, and they're not even going to challenge him. It'll be an RBI single for Ryan Cardillo as Wood comes in to score.
Just a great job from him, and not much that Rabiner could do there. Trying to set him up on all sides. He has to go to the strike zone, and an RBI single.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised I didn't see a throw to the plate at all on that one. I thought there might have been a chance, but they opted to play a little more conservatively on defense and not give Cardillo a chance to advance second on the play. A courtesy runner will come in for Andover, as up comes the first baseman, number 21, Luke Tremblay.
Well, definitely, Jesse. If he did advance, that could be catastrophic for Brookline and really hurt their momentum here. In the early going, it could give a big spark for Andover if the throw to the plate went errant.
Swing and a miss there. Rabiner quickly ahead in the count on Tremblay, 0-2. Tremblay grounded out to the pitcher his last time up. He calls timeout here. The courtesy runner is number 30 for Andover. At least I think I read number 30. Taken off here is a low ball, and it's going to be a successful steal there for number 30, who might be a promotion from JV Ethan Jones, I think. Not sure, I might be misreading the last name. Swing and a miss. Tremblay down on strikes. But Andover does strike first in the top of the third. We go to the bottom of the inning. 1-0. Andover leads.
Well, there, Jesse Rabiner still able to be resilient, relies on his stuff to get the swing and miss, and gets the Warriors of Brookline out of this inning, even after giving up a run, limiting damage.
As we move to the bottom of the third, Brookline will now be playing from behind, but they will have the top of their order coming up for their second turn against Olson. And we'll see how things play out now that they have seen Olson's stuff. We saw with Andover that Wood and Cardillo able to take advantage of having seen Rabiner's stuff to get some base hits in the top half of the inning. Sandwiched around a critical sacrifice bunt from Max Sue that moved the runner into scoring position. Like you said, Sam, you see a lot of these small ball strategies at the high school level that you might not see at the MLB level outside of the most desperate of situations in like the playoffs or something.
Definitely, Jesse, and this Andover team, they are a team that when they get hit, it benefits them greatly because in the last 3 games, they've only given up 2.66 runs per game. Their pitching's been really solid as of recently.
First pitch from Olsen just misses low and away. Ball 1 at the plate. The left fielder, number 9, Connor Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald grounded out to the pitcher his last time up as he takes that one high and in for ball 2.
And Andover's consistent pitching could also explain their small ball strategy because they could be thinking, if we just get some runs on the board, we can rely on our pitchers to keep things solid.
2-1 now the count as that one hits the zone. But that one misses outside, ball 3. A 3-1 hitter's count to Fitzgerald. Brookline would certainly like him on base with the speed that he possesses. And he is going to be on base with a leadoff walk. The team leader in steals now on the bases. With some of the other top hitters coming up. The top 2 in RBI this season for Brookline were Bollinger and Hom. And now coming up is the catcher, number 13, Felix Hom, as he takes ball 1. He drew a walk his last time up.
Well, Felix Hom, at times when he's gotten hot this season, he can go on an absolute power surge. Had 3 doubles in a game that we covered together, that game against Sharon.
Yeah, that was one of the new single game records for this decade of the 2020s that we showed on our pregame graphics. A lot of records being broken for this decade, at least for this season. As I explained to the fans before the game, I've covered every season of the 2020s for Brookline High Baseball. Nice curveball from Olsen there, hits the zone, strike 2.
And that's pretty amazing to think about, Jesse. You've really seen this team through the highs and through the lows and now back in the playoff, or the prelim, I should say.
Fly ball there for Hom as Fitzgerald retreating back to first. The steal jump does not work there for Brookline as it'll be a fly out for out number 1.
Well, there, Hom tried to get the power into it. Did the right thing, essentially. Shot it out to center field, but just a little bit under it, resulting in a fly out.
1 out now, runner still at first as up comes the shortstop, number 2, Hugh Bollinger. Pickoff attempt from Olsen. The lefty pitcher's got a quick pickoff move, but Fitzgerald staying cautious there at first. He dives back.
And still not much of a lead anyways from Fitzgerald.
That pitch going to be a high ball 1. Bollinger went down on strikes his last time up. Certainly hoping he can move his teammate Fitzgerald along. Fitzgerald going to go for the steal, and Bollinger rips one into left for a single. The steal looks like it even pulled the shortstop away. Shortstop shouldn't be coming over to cover second when you've got a righty at the plate. Probably wouldn't have gotten to that ball either way. But irregardless, runners at first and second for Brookline with 1 out as up comes the first baseman, number 4, Thaddeus Gameau.
Definitely, Jesse, the shortstop, nowhere to be seen through that area.
And it bounces past the third baseman. It'll be an RBI hit for Thaddeus Gameau as Bollinger is out at third trying to stretch it. A bit over-aggressive there, but Connor Fitzgerald will score the tying run for the Warriors off the RBI single from Thaddeus Gameau.
And Gameau, as he has done so many times this season, we talked about it, Jesse, comes through with a single in a clutch spot for the Brookline Warriors.
That pitch almost hits Eli Hoffman for what would have been the second straight hit by pitch of the day for him, but he leans back, ball 1. That one hits the zone for strike 1. So 2 down here with a runner at first as Bollinger thrown out at third. That one misses well outside for ball 2.
Olsen now going to a lot of these outside pitches, potentially picking up that the umpire has been calling more strikes on that side, but goes right back up top. And that's one thing I've noticed. He's had a lot of success with the pitches. Similar with Rabiner, both pitchers have done well just pitching high fastballs just straight down the middle.
Breaking ball does catch the low inside corner. And that'll be strike 3. At the end of 3, we are all squared at 1 apiece.
Really nice inside slider there, Jesse, from Olsen. Freezes Hoffman. Nothing much that Eli Hoffman could do about it. Low and inside. Ends the inning.
At the during this break between the 3rd and 4th innings, again, I remind you this broadcast brought to you in part by Brookline Proven, your local source for home improvement contractors. Visit brklnproven.com or text BHS Baseball parent Paul Hom at 617-352-8829 to find out more or discuss the specifics of what services your home needs. Again, brklnproven.com or text 617-352-8829. All that information in the bottom center of your screen or in the description section down below. We got some notes in our live chat here in this one. Greg Hoffman saying, "Let's go Warriors. Congrats on the well-earned playoff berth and a great season." Holden Hodgson in the live chat saying, "Let's go Brookline, you gotta believe." And then Rindy75 saying, "Nice bunt by Sue," referring to Max Sue's sack bunt in the top of the 3rd. Moving to the top of the 4th now, we will start off with the Andover designated hitter, number 10, Sam Feely. Breaking ball from Rabiner does not break enough to get into the zone. Ball 1.
Rabiner's tried that pitch a couple times, had various levels of success. One time in the last inning, he was able to work that pitch back around, but it's awfully difficult to, especially with the slightly wet conditions, Jesse. You got to think ball could potentially slip out of your hand just a little bit.
But he goes back to the all-reliable fastball for strike 1. Feely went down on strikes his last time up as he fouls that one into the netting for strike 2.
And this is one thing with Rabiner. Sometimes he likes to set up the fastball with the breaking balls. We've seen Eli Hoffman do this as well. He's been going to the slider often in this game.
That one is going to be covered up in foul territory. Savvy move by the senior catcher Felix Hom, because if that ball had rolled back into fair territory, that'd be in play, and that probably would have been a single for Feely. But because Hom fielded it in foul territory, it's a foul ball.
Incredibly smart move from the co-captain.
2-2, still the count to Feely. The sky's darkening a bit here at Parsons, as that one's tipped into the glove for strikeout number 6 for Nikolai Rabiner.
Well, Rabiner's dominance continues, and as a result of both him and Olsen's pitching, this game has gone by awfully quickly, Jesse. Already here in the 4th inning.
That's true. Now batting for Andover, the second baseman, number 5, Danny Van Buren. That one, did they call a foul ball? I'm not sure what they called on that one.
It looked like it hit off the catcher's pad to me.
I couldn't tell if it also hit off the bat, though. I'll look for a count signal in a following pitch.
At least to me,
doesn't
it didn't
matter.
look like.
Grounder back to the pitcher. Rabiner flips it to first. Van Buren, who got an infield single his last time up, again hits a grounder, but this time right at a fielder for out number 2.
Good stuff from Rabiner. Goes to the breaking ball there. It's been really effective in this game. Really, all of his pitches have been effective at different points. He's really focused on different pitches, but those inside pitches, especially to righties, he's able to get a bunch of ground balls off of them.
Goes for the fastball to start this one against the right fielder, number 20, Luke Solomon. And hits the zone quickly to go ahead in the count 0-2. Solomon drew a walk his last time up, and it looks like Rabiner's determined not to have that same outcome.
Up-tempo pitching here from Rabiner.
That one fouled off. Solomon stays alive at 0-2.
Solomon having to deal with an inside fastball there from Rabiner. Good job from him to foul it off.
Gonna miss on that one for ball 1.
Well, Rabiner, after going inside, trying to fool him with the outside slider.
and jams him inside on that one, but it is fouled off. Solomon giving Rabiner a battle here with a 1-2 count. Breaking ball hangs on him, high and in, ball 2.
That's happened a couple times with Rabiner. He's tried to go to the same side breaking balls, whether they're curveballs or sliders, hasn't had a lot of success.
Oh, man, that one looks like it was going to have success, but just inside, full count. Fouled off again as Solomon refuses to go down easily. He is one ball away from drawing his second walk of the game after initially falling behind 0-2. He has battled quite well in this one.
Really pesky at bat from Solomon. We have not seen a lot of these types.
And that one is going to miss for ball 4. And for as strong as both pitchers have been, there has not been a single inning this game where either team has gone down in order. If Rabiner had managed to get Solomon out there, it would have been the first, but not successful. First pitch going to be swung on and missed. For strike 1 at the plate is the center fielder, number 11, Will Entner. Skies this one into shallow right. Carballo going back, tracking it, and he makes the catch. Almost a collision with Hoffman out and right, but Carballo, I think, smart to take that one, as that'll be out number 3.
Good job by Carballo to call it right in front of Hoffman, and really solid pitching from Nikolai Rabiner. There gets the quick out to end it after the pesky at bat where he allowed the walk, and this game continues to be a pitcher's duel. Jesse, yet another quick inning here in this one.
And again, it's wild to think how quick a lot of these innings have been, because once again, no 1, 2, 3 innings from either pitcher so far. So as dominant as they've been, they've not had the most dominant possible inning they could possibly have.
And this is definitely a thing. The Warriors of Brookline, when they're on, again, team runs allowed 3.57 during the regular season, so really solid stuff for them. And then you throw in Andover the last 3 games, 2.66 runs allowed per game in the last 3 games. They've been on a hot streak in terms of their pitching. When both of these things collide, this game is exactly what you get as a result.
We move to the bottom of the 4th. We'll have the 6, 7, 8 hitters coming up for Brookline: Tandon, Hodgson, and Lawrence. Leading off here as Olsen returns to the bump for Andover. For Brookline, it'll be their third baseman, number 6, Armand Tandon. Breaking ball, and he jams it. Slow bouncer to Olsen, stumbles a bit, but does get the throw to first for a quick first out.
And speaking of quickness, Jesse, yet another quick out for Olsen. Jesse, it'll be so important. It is so important for Brookline that they get some momentum going, because the thing is, this team really thrives on momentum. The 3-game win streak going into this game, but they had a 4-game losing streak before that. So in terms of team success, they can be a little bit streaky.
First pitch curves in for strike 1. At the plate for Brookline, the designated hitter, number 12, Harris Hodgson. That one misses for ball 1. Hodgson, his last time up, got a 3-0 count, but then Olsen battled back and got him out on strikes. Hodgson behind on that swing, fouls it up the third base side, strike 2.
Just fouled there. Thought he had a good pitch to hit just a little bit to the inside, solidly inside the strike zone there. Good opportunity, just a little bit late to react.
1-2 the count to Hodgson here. 1 out, bases empty. Oh, got fooled on the breaking ball. Hodgson just looking a little hesitant with his swings so far in this game as he goes down on strikes.
Definitely, Jesse. Hodgson late on the fastball in that at-bat, whiffs on the breaking ball outside the strike zone for the K.
2 down, base is still empty. Up comes the center fielder and co-captain, number 24, Wally Lawrence. Tips that one in the glove for strike 1. Lawrence drew a walk his last time up. And now, after we saw Rabiner come close but not being able to put Brookline down in order, Olsen now 1 out away from putting Brookline down in order, as this would be the first time that either team would go down in order. Some raindrops starting to fall again here at Parsons. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Wally Lawrence just a little bit late on that fastball, similar to how Hodgson had struggles in the previous at-bat. Lawrence swung and missed at a breaking ball outside the zone, swings and miss on a fastball late.
And he swings and misses on another fastball, and it will be a 1-2-3 inning for Olsen. At the end of 4, we are still tied 1-1.
And that is the first 1-2-3 inning that we've seen in this game.
Between the 4th and 5th innings, I remind you this broadcast brought to you in part by Brookline Proven, your local source for home improvement contractors. BHS baseball parent Paul Hom and his team can do anything from remodels to handyman honey-do lists. They live in Brookline, they work in Brookline, and they know just what a Brookline home needs. Visit brklnproven.com or text Paul at 617-352-8829 to find out more and discuss the scheduling, pricing, and specifics of the services your home needs. Once again, that's brklnproven.com or text Paul at 617-352-8829. And you can see all that information in the bottom center of your screen, as well as in the description section down below. We'll have the 1-2-3 hitters coming up here on the top of the 5th. Starting off with the Andover pitcher, number 18, Kyle Olsen. Olsen 0 for 2 so far today with a strikeout and a flyout to center, as he now faces Rabiner for the 3rd time today. That one missing just a bit low and away, ball 1.
Rabiner took a little bit of velocity off of that pitch, trying to get the strike call low and away.
Hits the zone that time and gets strike 1. This one lined. Is that fair? No, just a smidge foul.
That was inches foul, Jesse. So close down the 3rd base line. Brookline really catching a break there.
If that one bounced fair, that had extra base hit written all over it, but instead it'll simply be strike 2. Rabiner way outside with that one, ball 2. And he chased it low for strike 3.
Gets him with the changeup low and away. Great stuff from Rabiner. He sets up the changeup with the fastballs earlier in the at-bat, and that's the thing with Rabiner. He can set up the fastball with the changeup. He can set up the changeup with the fastball. That's what makes him so unpredictable for hitters.
First pitch going to come in high for ball 1. At the plate now for Andover, the left fielder, number 24, Bowden Wood. Hits a slow bouncer, and it's stabbed at by Rabiner. A quick flip to first for out number 2. We've seen a very anomalous level of 1-3 groundouts this game, it feels like, Sam. I don't type in 1-3 that often, I feel like, but it's been a number of times today.
Definitely, and the result of that's a lot of jam shots, a lot of pitches to the inside part of the plate that are not a result of good contact. And also, Nikolai Rabiner, when he is on, he is absolutely on. Jesse had that 13 strikeout no-hitter earlier in the season that you covered.
Well, actually, I didn't cover. That was one of the few games I didn't cover.
Didn't cover?
Yeah, my brother was getting married that day. I was busy.
Ah.
1-2 the count to the Andover third baseman, number 13, Max Sue. Not going to chase that one to the outside, as that'll be ball 2.
You're often so ubiquitous when it comes to the Brookline baseball team. It's crazy to think you don't cover every game sometimes.
I know, right? 3-2 the count to Sue after that one misses to the outside. Payoff pitch coming. Fouled off by Sue as he gives Rabiner a battle here. Sue has been giving Rabiner a battle every time at the plate so far. He is 0 for 0 with a walk and a sac bunt, but that time takes strike 3. to the low part of the zone. And after we saw Olson get his first 1-2-3 inning of the game, Rabiner follows it up by putting the top of the Andover order down in order. We move to the bottom of the fifth. Score still tied at 1 apiece.
Rabiner there, Jesse, going to the changeup low in the zone, just at the bottom of the zone. Really difficult pitch to lay off of, and his strikeout totals just continue to pile up in this game.
Going to count up those strikeout totals for both pitchers in a second, but first, as we look ahead to the bottom of the fifth inning, it'll be the 9-1-2 hitters coming up for Brookline, Carballo, Fitzgerald, and Hom. As we look at the strikeout counts, because you've piqued my interest with that question there, Sam, let's see, 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, so that's 5, and then 6 and 8. 8 so far for Rabiner through 5 innings of work. And for Olson, as he returns to the hill for his 5th inning of work, he got 2 in the first, 3 in the second, so that's up to 5. His 6th in the third, his 8th in the fourth. So he's already matched Rabiner's strikeout totals. They both have 8 so far, but Rabiner has pitched 1 more inning. So wind's starting to blow here a little bit. It feels like a bit of one of those breezes you feel right before a storm hits, which, as the guy outdoors with all the electrical equipment, I don't like that. Leading off for Brookline here in the bottom of the fifth, the second baseman, number 30, Danny Carballo. First pitch, he skies that one in foul territory up the right field side. That's going to go out of play for strike 1. Carballo went down on strikes his last time up to end the second inning. He's hoping he can get something started here with the top of the order due up right after him.
Definitely, if he could get on, it could be really good for the Warriors. And Jesse, so important to protect the equipment. Always the number one thing.
Absolutely. Strike 2 to the outside corner there. Carballo behind in the count, 0-2.
Nice changeup there from Olson.
And the breaking ball fools him completely. Carballo befuddled by Olson for the second time as he goes down on strikes.
And that's strikeout number 9 for Olson. Olson's been able to really effectively use that slider. Rabiner's tried to go to it a couple times, hasn't had the same level of success just because it hasn't had as much bite.
Now we're back to the top of the order. The left fielder, number 9, Connor Fitzgerald, takes strike 1 there. Fitzgerald 0 for 1 with a ground out, a walk, and a run scored. As he now lines a shot into center. That's going to drop in as Fitzgerald collects what is so far Brookline's 3rd hit of the game here in the 5th inning. Hasn't been a lot of hits from either side so far.
Definitely, and that's contributed to the fact that really this game's gone by in an absolute flash. We've covered some really long games together this season. This one has been the exact opposite.
First pitch to Felix Hom, going to miss outside for ball 1. Just 3 base hits from both teams so far today. Hom skies one out to center. And that's going to be a can of corn for Entner out in center as Fitzgerald retreats back to first, 2 down.
But despite the fact that that's an out, still the fact that there are more pitches coming over the plate from Olson could be a good sign for the Brookline Warriors, could give them some more opportunities to get hits and get some more momentum.
Well, it's one thing to get opportunities, but you got to take advantage of them, as that one foul tipped by Bollinger for strike 1. Hugh Bollinger, 1 for 2 so far today. He has struck out and he has singled.
One thing for the Warriors, they haven't had a lot of lineouts. It's a lot of strikeouts, obviously, a lot of ground outs, 1-3s, as you said, Jesse, and the balls that go far, they've just been can of corns.
Yeah. Bollinger skies a deep one out to right. If it stays fair, it will not stay fair. It's just out of reach for Luke Solomon out in right. And boy, that almost turned into an immediate announcer reverse jinx there, Sam, as you were talking about how, all the balls to the outfield, they've been just cans of corn so far, but that one was a shot, just curved a bit too much.
Well, that is an announcer jinx. I wouldn't say it's a reverse jinx.
Well, reverse is in, like, you usually think of an announcer jinx as like it makes a bad thing happen.
That's true. We invent new words every day.
Fitzgerald taking off that pitch outside as Fitzgerald slides in safe. Almost looked like Olsen changed his pitch to try and give his catcher a better chance to try and throw out Fitzgerald, but no dice there. 2-2 the count with a runner now in scoring position. Bollinger with a potential chance to drive in the go-ahead score if he can get a hit to the outfield. Fitzgerald, of course, with 2 outs, will be going on contact. That pitch misses. Again, outside, ball 3. A full count now to Bollinger. This is that kind of tight playoff spot that you want as a fan of this great game. Bollinger lines a shot into right. It drops in front of the right fielder. Fitzgerald wheeling around third, heading to the plate. He comes home, and Brookline takes the lead, and Bollinger slides in safe as the tag got away from the ball. Hugh Bollinger coming up clutch with a 2-out RBI single to give Brookline the lead.
Just unbelievable stuff there from Bollinger. Lines it into right field. Hard shot. The run scores, and Bollinger diving out to second. He comes in safely. Now the Warriors of Brookline lead 2-1. That's a huge moment for their best player this season.
Bollinger set a new team record for the decade for RBI with 21 in the regular season. And apparently the Andover coach wants nothing to do with Thaddeus Gameau, who got an RBI single his last time up, as he is issued an intentional walk. Creates a force at every base except home as up comes the right fielder, number 3, Eli Hoffman. Takes that one high and in for ball 1.
And really, Jesse, Olsen has not been as in command of his pitches this inning. I noticed that even before Bollinger's hit, a lot of pitches outside the zone and over the plate.
That one is going to draw a swing and a miss for strike 1. Hoffman 0 for 1 so far today with a hit by pitch and a strikeout. Gets jammed inside for a foul ball, strike 2.
Olsen commanding his pitches better there. This one he works inside the Hoffman after getting a good swing and a miss high and outside with the fastball.
That one got away. Couldn't be collected by Cardillo, and both runners advance. Bollinger to third, Gameau to second. No force anywhere except first now.
And that's really rough for Andover. Just went through his legs, Jesse.
2-2, the count to Hoffman. 2 in scoring position, a chance to potentially break things open. But he got fooled on the breaking ball, and that will end the inning. But Brookline off a clutch 2-out RBI single from Hugh Bollinger take the lead at the end of 5, 2-1.
Just great stuff from Bollinger, able to get that hit, and great hustle down to second base, Jesse, to really increase Brookline's momentum and give them the lead in a big moment here in the prelim.
Just 2 innings left to go here as these teams battling for the right to go to the round of 32. During this break between the 5th and 6th innings, once again, I want to thank our sponsor for today, Brookline Proven, your local source for home improvement contractors. BHS baseball parent Paul Hom and his team can do anything from remodels to handyman honeydew lists. They live in Brookline, they work in Brookline, and they know just what a Brookline home needs. Visit brklnproven.com or text Paul at 617-352-8829. And you can see that link and phone number down in the bottom middle of your screen, as well as in the description section down below. And thank you again to Brookline Proven for sponsoring this broadcast.
And one big thing, Jesse, in that last inning, the Warriors, a lot more line drives. They had a lot of pop-ups and ground balls before, but now getting better contact.
Leading off for Andover here in the top of the sixth, the catcher, number 7, Cardillo at the plate, takes strike one there. Ryan Cardillo facing a 1-1 count here, takes strike 2.
Just a good pitch on the follow-up from Rabiner there, but he has definitely caused some problems for Rabiner in this game.
Cardillo had the RBI single that put Andover on the board, hits a chopper to short, fielded clean by Bollinger, long throw to first. A nice scoop off the bounce by Thaddeus Gameau to complete the 6-3 groundout.
Really nice scoop there, and Cardillo hit it hard as well. Hit it decently well over to short, not an easy play by any means for Bollinger.
I think that might be the first throw to first that Bollinger has made today, as the breaking ball to Tremblay is going to hang high and in for ball 1.
And that's been a result of the fact that when balls have been put in play, Rabiner's been jamming the hitters, so it's these little 1-3s over to the right side of the infield.
That one I think missed as well, if I'm not
Yep,
mistaken.
that did.
Ball 2. And it's going to be a hitter's count at 3-0 to Tremblay here. And he does hit the zone there, strike 1. Tremblay went down on strikes his last time up as he fouls that one off for strike 2. His first time up, grounded out to the pitcher, so he's 0 for 2 so far today, facing a full count here. And he reaches low, hits a bouncer up the middle, fielded by Bollinger, throw to first. A little bit easier throw this time, coming across the middle. Back-to-back 6-3 groundouts for the first 2 outs of the inning.
And the first 2 6-3 groundouts of the game that the Warriors complete of Brookline.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 10, Sam Feely, takes strike 1 to the outside part of the plate.
Well, this is impressive stuff, Jesse, from Rabiner. Going deeper into the game, the strikeout stuff maybe isn't as there, but he's still able to get efficient outs here in the 6th.
1-1, the count to Feely. Fouls that one off the end of his bat, strike 2. Feely, his last time up, went down on strikes to lead off the 4th inning. Before that, went down on strikes in the 2nd, so he's K'd twice, but doesn't bite on that one to the outside, ball 2.
Brookline's going to really have to clamp down pitching-wise. This Andover team has won a bunch of close games as of late. In extra innings, to be specific, they won.
That one fouled out of play, and that's off the roof of a car out in the lot there.
Need car insurance.
That's what we have insurance for.
Roof's better than windshield.
That is absolutely true. Speaking as a guy who has taken a baseball to the windshield before in his life, that one fouled off as Feely stays alive. Back when I worked as a newspaper reporter out in western Kentucky, one foul ball did get my windshield, but that is going to be strike 3. Feely down on strikes for the 3rd time today. That is, I believe, strikeout number 9 for Nikolai Rabiner today. We go to the bottom of the 6th with Brookline still ahead 2-1.
Yep, strikeout number 9 for Rabiner, 10 strikeouts for Olson, the pitcher for Andover. Pitchers duel both ways. Brookline on top 2-1, but they need to hold on to this lead to advance.
And the batters will be hoping they can add to this lead, make it a little easier on their defense to hold on. Tandon, Hodgson, and Lawrence due up in the bottom of the 6th. Andover sticking with Olson, and I mean, why wouldn't they? He may be the pitcher currently on the hook for the loss, assuming the score does not change, but he has been having himself quite the day. Like you said, 10 Ks so far through his first 5 innings of work. Only 2 runs allowed. I mean, if it's not a pitcher's duel, that's a really strong outing. It's just tough he's facing off against someone else who's also been dealing.
100% Jesse, but definitely Brookline did hit him harder in the last inning. It will be interesting to see if Brookline continues to keep up that hitting and if they potentially break something open or at least relatively open.
Yeah, one thing that's also been interesting, 0 extra base hits from either team so far. Not a lot of hits either way, but literally 0 extra base hits. I know Bollinger went to second on his RBI single, but he advanced on the throw when the ball was thrown home, so that still counts as a single. That one slips out of Olson's hand, way outside for ball 1. Leading off for Brookline here, the third baseman, number 6, Armand Tandon.
And that's just a product of the weather, Jesse. Slightly damp here at Parsons.
Tandon, hard grounder, gets past the third baseman into left. I think we can score that one as a single for Armand Tandon. Yeah, it got past the third baseman, but I think that one, given that he was like falling down to try and field it, I feel like you score that one a single. That's my personal opinion.
Definitely, Jesse. That would have been a very difficult play at third, 100% a single in my book. And the Warriors of Brookline continue to get more hard contact.
And they go soft contact this time. The sack bunt will result in and out as Harris Hodgson lays it down. Cardillo, a quick recovery after he slipped and fell on the turf to make sure they at least got the out. But Hodgson does his job and moves Tandon up to second. Now batting the center fielder and co-captain, number 24, Wally Lawrence.
Lawrence had a bunch of big moments offensively earlier in the season. As you said, Jesse, earlier in the game, he has had a cold streak later.
1-0 the count to Lawrence. And that one comes off the end of his bat, foul for strike 1. Lawrence 0 for 1 so far today with a walk and a strikeout. As Brookline here in the 6th inning, just coming to the end of their 3rd turn through the batting order. Nice curveball from Olson there for strike 2.
Lawrence hoping to cap off his senior season well for Brookline.
Lawrence fouls that one away. Stay alive at 1-2.
And that ball went long gone, into the trees and beyond.
Lawrence lifts this one into right, and it will be caught. Tandon gonna tag and head for third. It's actually quite close, but he does slide in safe. Lawrence able to advance the runner, but it will be the second out of the inning.
Good stuff from Wally Lawrence. Does his job well, shoots it out to right, and again, another example of good contact for Brookline.
Good contact, just hung in the air a little bit too long, and good tracking by Luke Solomon out in right, catching that one over by the foul line. And this might be the end of the day for Olson, with just 1 out still needed.
Here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Bottom of the 6th, 2 outs, a runner at third, and the number 9 hitter, Danny Carballo, due up. They're going to stick with Olson. And I definitely understand that. He's been, you know, he's been doing a great job pitching here. And if he gets out of the inning, you don't run the risk of bringing out a bullpen arm that you're not sure how well he's feeling on this day.
100%, Jesse.
The second baseman, number 30, Danny Carballo. He's gone down on strikes twice against Olson so far as he takes an outside ball 1. A base hit here would bring in a run, which could be a big insurance run for Brookline. But that pitch going to miss outside again, ball 2.
And if Carballo gets on, it would bring up the top of the order for Brookline.
Carballo slices that one out of play, strike one.
Carballo just a bit late on that one, low and inside.
Tendone at third, 2 down. Brief break as the ump called time there. Looks like they need to, I don't know, trade baseballs or something.
Always important.
2-1 still the count, Carballo. That one almost wild, but a good reaction from Cardillo behind the plate to make sure that wasn't a wild pitch. 3-1 the count to Carballo. Swing and a miss. A big cut from Carballo, but he only catches air, and we got a full count.
Good fastball up and away there from Olsen.
Swing and a miss. Carballo down on strikes. And that will end the 6th inning. Olsen holds off the Brookline offense and keeps it a 1-run ball game. At the end of 6, our score, Brookline 2, Andover 1. And with Brookline needing 3 outs to advance to the round of 32, the last chance at the plate will come from the 7, 8, 9 hitters for Andover with Van Buren, Solomon, and Entner. And during this break between the 6th and 7th innings, I remind you, once again, this broadcast is brought to you in part by Brookline Proven, your local source for home improvement contractors. Visit brklnproven.com or text Paul Hom at 617-352-8829 to find out more and discuss the scheduling, pricing, and specifics of the services your home needs. Once again, brklnproven.com or text 617-352-8829. And thank you again to Brookline Proven for sponsoring this broadcast. That information down in the bottom center of your screen as well as in the description section down below. As we get ready for the 7th and final inning of this one, we got a note in the live chat from Jeff Rugby 1 asking me why I'm not covering the Brookline High boys rugby team's playoff match against Hingham today at Skyline Park. And the simple answer is baseball booked me first. I'm a simple first-come, first-served guy, and whoever reaches out to me and books me, that's where I go. And so this is where I am. Just kind of unfortunate that 3 different Brookline teams playing in the playoffs here today, and I can't be at 3 places at once. Baseball, boys rugby, and later tonight, starting in about an hour, boys volleyball will be hosting their round of 32 contest. First pitch from Rabiner to kick off the top of the 7th is a strike to the second baseman, number 5, Danny Van Buren. Brief time called by the ump. Van Buren got an infield single his first time up, grounded out to the pitcher his second time up, so he's 1 for 2 as he takes strike 2 there. Rabiner trying to finish the playoff complete game as he jams him for a slow grounder to second, fielded by Carballo, flipped to first, and that'll be out number 1.
And that's really been the thing in this game, Jesse, for Rabiner. Either strikeouts or ground balls to the right side of the infield. And they've just been jammed shots. They've just absolutely been jammers over to the right. Easy outs for Brookline.
That pitch in the zone to Luke Solomon for strike 1. And honestly, I think that might have been the first grounder to second this game, as there just haven't been that many challenging ground balls. A lot of them just back to the pitcher. 0-2 the count to Solomon here. And fouls off the inside fastball to stay alive at 0-2.
High and inside there, Rabiner trying to get the swing and miss, and he almost did.
Solomon 0 for 0 with 2 walks as that one misses high for ball 1. Solomon has been a pesky hitter for Andover today. We saw the long plate appearance he battled for his last time up to draw a walk, as that one also misses just high, ball 2.
Rabiner looking to shut the door on Andover in this game, looking to send the Brookline Warriors to the next round.
Solomon lifts this one into center, and oh, it's dropped by Lawrence, and he stumbles as Solomon heads to second. A 2-base error by the Brookline defense. And instead of Brookline needing one more out to win the game, instead the tying run is at second as a pinch hitter comes up for Andover. Number 15, Luke Makita, takes ball 1.
Runner going.
And the runner going, a throw down to third. Oh, just barely safe. Tandone had to take that one off the bounce. What aggressive base running from Solomon as he successfully gets to third. The tying run just 90 feet away for the Golden Warriors of Andover. And Makita pops this one up over the second baseman. They had the infield pulled in, and Andover ties up the ball game. The pinch hitter, Luke Makita, with a Luis Gonzalez-style RBI hit. Flashbacks to the 01 World Series with the pulled-in infield. And we're all tied up at 2 apiece. And a pickoff, not a pickoff throw, thought it was going to be. I think the pitch itself was a ball. We're back to the top of the Andover order here with the pitcher, number 18, Kyle Olson. Rabiner throws back to first to check on Makita. Mikitka, excuse me. That one misses inside, ball 2. So Luke Mikitka, as that one misses outside, ball 3. Rabiner can't let the tying run shake him up to the point he loses control. Tipped into the glove there, strike 1.
So important, Jesse, that Rabiner establishes control at this point in the game. Things have not gone perfectly for the Warriors in this inning, but Rabiner just needs to shut things down and to give his team an opportunity to walk it off in the bottom of the 7th.
That one was an outside, ball 3, but I had the count wrong. I thought it was 3-1. It was 2-2, now 3-2, as Olson fouls that one off. Stay alive.
Rabiner getting back into things here after the blip there, giving up the RBI single. As you said it perfectly, Jesse, Luis Gonzalez style single in the 2001 World Series.
Still a full count, 1 out. Go ahead, run at first. Olson hits a bouncer over to second, fielded by Carballo. Flip to second for 1, on to first, not in time. It will be a fielder's choice for the second out. And Brookline does get the lead runner. But the inning continues as up comes the left fielder, number 24, Bowden Wood. And now a meeting at the mound to talk with Rabiner.
Just great stuff. Really smart move from Carballo to throw it to second.
And Rabiner looked like he was signaling for a guy to come in. He might be feeling that he's at the end of his stuff. Rabiner pulling it. Looked like he might have pulled himself out of the game. I couldn't tell. But we are going to see a reliever come in. Taking over on the mound for Brookline will be number 3, Eli Hoffman. Hoffman, as he starts warming up, we take a look at his stats for the season. He had 8 regular season pitching appearances, 4 of them starts, a 1-3 win-loss record and 1 save. 22 total innings pitched, a 4.77 ERA, a 2.18 WHIP, and 23 strikeouts. Brookline has had a flood of close games this year. I think they had nine one-run games over the course of the season. I think they were 3-6 overall in those one-run ball games. They got a tight one here. Eli Hoffman being brought in, being asked to get the last out. He's looking shaky during his warm-up throws. This is the risk. We were talking about this in the top half of the inning about how the reason you want to stick with your guy if you can is that you don't know how your reliever is going to be feeling his control when, coming into pitch. And it's going to be such a tight situation that you don't necessarily want to risk it. But it looked, and I can only speculate from up here, but it looked like Rabiner was saying, that's it, I don't have anything left. I, need to come out of this game. Couldn't tell whether it was his decision or Coach O'Connor's. But either way, the end result is the same. Eli Hoffman is on the hill for Brookline, trying to get one last out to send this one to the bottom of the 7th. Brookline will get another chance at the plate either way, even if Andover takes the lead. But we'll see what happens here. Runner going on the first pitch. It's a strike. Throw down to second. Couldn't make the tag, and it was a good break for second by Olson. Pitch itself was in for a strike. Go-ahead run now in scoring position for Andover. Runner at second, 2 down. That one in the zone as well, strike 2.
Hoffman doing a good job to work the outside part of the plate there to get the strike. This Andover team's been involved in a lot of close games as of lately. Won their last game 4-3 over Wakefield Memorial High School.
Perfect curveball from Eli Hoffman. Cool as a cucumber as he gets the 3-pitch strikeout to preserve the tie. We will go to the bottom of the 7th, all tied up at 2 apiece. A clutch 1-out pinch hit RBI single from Luke Mikitka gave Andover the tie. And now Brookline, if they score this inning, they get the walk-off win. It would be their 3rd walk-off win this season. They got 2 in the regular season. 1 off a walk-off single by Wally Lawrence. 1 off a walk-off bases-loaded walk by Eli Hoffman. It'll be the top of the order for Brookline coming up to try and deliver the win. Fitzgerald, Hom, and Bollinger with Olson returning to the mound.
And nobody better to come up, Jesse. The top of the order for the Warriors, Connor Fitzgerald, such a great on-base guy and speedster for the Warriors. Then Bollinger and Hom as well, supplying both contact and power. Big opportunity for Brookline.
Connor Fitzgerald has scored both of Brookline's runs in this game so far as he steps up to bat here. He got a single his last time up. Before that, he walked, and before that, grounded out to the pitcher. So 1 for 2 with a walk and 2 runs scored as he takes high ball 1.
Olson trying to establish the fastball just a bit above the strike zone there.
And Fitzgerald lifts one out to left. The left fielder tracking it, and he's got it. Stepped in on that one and had to retreat back to go and make that catch, but it is made well by Wood out and left for the first out of the inning.
Wood had to go over to his right there, having a backtrack, but he does make the grab. Not easy, though.
Now batting the catcher and co-captain, number 13, Felix Hom. First pitch inside, ball 1. Hom 0 for 2 so far today. Drew a walk in the first inning, but since then he's flown out to center field twice. That one misses low, ball 2. Hits another one to straightaway center, and it's going to be his third straight fly out to center. Andover 1 out away from sending this one to extra innings here in the preliminary round.
Hom got a pitch down right in the middle of the strike zone and hit it well to center field, just a little bit right of the center fielder, but no dice for him.
Now batting the shortstop, number 2, Hugh Bollinger. Didn't go around on that one. Holds off and checks his swing for ball 1. Bollinger 2 for 3 so far today with a strikeout, 2 singles, and 1 RBI. Fouls that one off the end of his bat for strike 1. 2 straight pitches to the outside from Olsen, and Bollinger definitely looking aggressive at the plate, almost swinging at everything.
100% Jesse. Bollinger looking to make something happen here in the bottom of the 7th.
And again, he's just swinging at everything he sees as he fouls that one off for strike 2.
Bollinger just a little bit late there, but solid contact out to the right side.
1-2 the count. 2 down, bases empty. Checks his swing. They check with the first base ump. They say he did not go. Ball 2.
Olsen there low and inside, breaking ball. Could not fool Bollinger.
Bollinger skies one into right field. And it is caught for out number 3. Brookline down in order in the bottom of the 7th. And at the end of 7 innings, we do not have a winner determined. We will go to extra innings here at Parsons Field.
And some pitchers warming up in the bullpen for Andover on our right side, Jesse.
Brookline, meanwhile, has already gone to their bullpen with Eli Hoffman. Had a good 1-batter appearance in the top of the 7th. We'll see if he can follow that up as he gets ready to face the 3, 4, 5 hitters, Sue Cardillo and Tremblay.
For sure there, Hoffman with a beautiful slider to end the top of the 7th, getting that 1 out that the Warriors needed to go to the bottom of the 7th without giving up further damage after Andover tied it up at 2. He needs to shut things down here, though. In the top of the 8th inning, now in extras. Win or go home now. Hoffman warming up, and Tandone throwing it to first. Brookline looking to give their hitters an opportunity after the top of the order was retired in order in the bottom of the 7th.
We got some more notes in the live chat. Adrian Fricky saying, "Go Warriors." Joanna Fricky saying, "What a game. I'm watching on my TV and on my phone." The feed is several seconds ahead of the TV. Let's go Brookline indeed. Gotta love technology. Here we go, leading off for Andover, the third baseman, number 13, Max Sue. First pitch, he checks his swing, outside, ball 1.
Hoffman went back to the slider this time as the first pitch. Just missed outside.
That one just a bit outside. Hoffman struggling to find the zone to start off this 8th inning. And misses that one way outside. Behind in the count here at 3-0.
Hoffman missing to the left side here. Our left, his right.
That one does hit the zone for strike one. Sue takes that one all the way. Sue has drawn a walk, laid down a sac bunt, and struck out. And he's going to draw another walk here. Through 4 plate appearances, Sue with just 1 at-bat, as the go-ahead run is now at first for Andover.
Hoffman all pitches to the outside in that at-bat, only threw one of them for a strike, threw it closer to the strike zone and couldn't get any swings and misses, resulting in the walk.
Now batting the catcher, number 7, Ryan Cardillo. A pickoff throw goes wild. Sue gonna head down to second. Might have had a chance to go to third, but he was playing it safe and sliding. Mistake from Hoffman there as the ball came out of his hand early off the sidewinding throw over to first base. And that could be costly for Brookline. We saw one error in the 7th inning prove costly. Let's see what happens here in the 8th. Hoffman turns around to try and keep Sue honest. They seem to really be expecting Cardillo to bunt here to try and move the runner. Cardillo hits a slow bouncer over to third. Tandone checks the runner. Throw to first is in time. Good fundamentals from Armand Tandone and a good quick throw across the infield to get the first out and hold the runner.
Just perfect fundamentals there from Tandone. Great job from him to wait, make sure the runner at second doesn't go, and then throw it to first. That's one of the worst kinds of ground balls that Andover could have in that situation.
Hoffman checking on Sue again, but no throw. At the plate now, the first baseman, number 21, Luke Tremblay. Tremblay takes strike one.
Nice low and inside pitch there from Hoffman.
Tremblay so far today, he has grounded out to the pitcher. He has struck out, and he has grounded out to short. So 0 for 3 so far with a strikeout and 2 groundouts. Runner at second, 1 out. Off the end of his bat, it's a grounder past Hoffman. Carballo charging in, gets a throw to first in time for out number 2. Tremblay tried to go head first into first base to beat the throw there, but he cannot leg out the infield hit. That'll be the second out.
Just a crucial out for Brookline there. And again, going back to the last out, Jesse, the first out of the inning where Tandon made sure that the runner at second didn't advance. That's so crucial considering now.
Runner at third, 2 down. That pitch well covered by Hom to prevent a wild pitch, but it'll be ball 1 to the designated hitter, number 10, Sam Feely.
Great block by Hom to prevent the slider from getting by.
That one again blocked by Hom, ball 2. Couple of potentially scary pitches, but 2 harmless balls so far. Feely has struck out 3 times so far today, as that one misses to the outside for ball 3. Hoffman again struggling, missing to his right, our left. That one in the zone for strike 1. 3-1 the count to Feely. The potential go-ahead run stands at third with 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. And that one gonna miss low for ball 4. Second walk this inning issued by Hoffman. Runners at the corners now as up comes the second baseman, number 5, Danny Van Buren.
Big spot here for Van Buren with the runners on the corners after Hoffman issued the walk to Feely.
Pitch comes in high, ball 1.
trying to go up and away there just above the strike zone.
A force at second and first in this situation, as this one is fouled out of play for strike one.
That one fouled off Van Buren a bit late on the fastball there from Hoffman.
Van Buren so far today, he's gotten an infield single, grounded out to the pitcher, and grounded out to second, so 1 for 3 so far today. He's hit slow grounders all 3 times the plate so far, but now facing a different pitcher in Hoffman. Slices that one, going into shallow right. Carballo, and it's Danny Carballo racing back and leaping to make the catch. Boy, that one will make you sweat. But ultimately, Brookline gets out of the inning with no score allowed. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The score is still tied at 2.
Nerve-wracking moment there, Jesse, but the freshman Carballo comes through, comes all the way over. There's been a couple of those in this game, but in a high-stakes moment like this, all the more important, Carballo makes the catch.
It'll be the 4, 5, 6 hitters, Gameau, Hoffman, and Tandon coming up for Brookline in the bottom half of the 8th. Again, all they need is 1 run, and the game would automatically end. Olson staying on the hill for his 8th inning of work, but might be on kind of a tight leash here if he can't take care of things quickly. He did take care of the top of Brookline's batting order pretty quickly in the 7th. We'll see what he does against the second part of the order here in the 8th.
Well, Gameau back in the bottom of the 3rd had an RBI single. He's been a singles machine this season, coupled with some power that has surged later in it. Big spot for him here.
Thaddeus Gameau, the Brookline first baseman, starting us off here in the bottom of the 8th. First pitch, skies it straight away center, and looks like it'll be another can of corn for Entner for out number 1.
And Brookline's had a lot of those, Jesse. Well-hit balls to center field that are right at Entner, the center fielder.
Yeah, just a little too much air under some of these. Now batting the relief pitcher, number 3, Eli Hoffman. Nice curveball from Olson, who seems like he hasn't even lost a step, even in his 8th inning of work. Strike 1. Off the end of Hoffman's bat there for strike 2.
Just impressive stuff here from Olson. Deep into this game, and now an extra inning still going.
Hoffman so far today 0 for 2 with a hit-by pitch. Strikes out for the 3rd time today as he takes that one for the 3-pitch strikeout.
And yet another strikeout for Olson. He's been an absolute strikeout machine of Brookline in this game. Now Tandon due up. Important for the Warriors for him to get something happening.
Another nice breaking ball from the outside to the corner there from Olson. Strike 1. Tandon, a hard shot past the 3rd baseman again. Another single for Armand Tandon. And a potential winning run is now on the bases as we've got a new batter coming up for Brookline. This is the guy who took over for Hoffman in right. He'll be batting in place of Harris Hodgson. It is number 8, Max Kaufman. Oh, and the pitch got away. Tandon taking second on the wild pitch. And would you believe the game-winning run is in scoring position. One 1-0, the count to Kaufman. He had 7 RBI in the regular season. If he could get an RBI here, it would send Brookline to the round of 32. 2-0, 2 down, winning run at second. And that one hits the zone for strike one.
Huge moment here for the Warriors. Kaufman looking to send them to the round of 32. Big moment for Tandon. He made it happen, got the single, and then got down to second, stealing, or not really stealing a base. It was just a wild pitch, and then he went down, took advantage.
2-2, the count to Kaufman. Takes strike three. It's another K to end the inning as both pitchers survive a tension-filled 8th inning. And at the end of 8, a winner still to be determined here at Parsons Field. Our score still Brookline 2, Andover 2. During this break between the 8th and 9th inning, I remind you once again, this broadcast is brought to you in part by Brookline Proven, your local source for home improvement contractors. Visit brklnproven.com or text Paul Hom at 617-352-8829 to find out more and discuss the scheduling, pricing, and specifics of the services your home needs. Once again, that's brklnproven.com or text 617-352-8829. Thank you again to Brookline Proven for sponsoring this broadcast.
Well, this Andover team, Jesse, they have been in a lot of close games, and specifically a lot of close games late. They had 2 back-to-back games that went to the 9th inning. They did lose both of those games. Those were the 2 games before their 3-game win streak. They lost in the 9th 11-10 to Central Catholic and 8-6 to Lowell.
And of course, Brookline themselves no stranger to those types of losses, as they lost 2 back-to-back walk-off losses in 1 week to Braintree and Natick as part of a streak where they lost 3 straight games by 1-run margins. So both these teams, no stranger to clutch performance and no stranger to heartbreak. Eli Hoffman back on the hill for another inning of relief work. Leading off for Andover, the right fielder, number 20, Luke Solomon, as he takes ball 1 to the outside.
Hoffman go with the fastball low and away there. Just can't get the strike call.
Solomon skies this one into right. Kaufman calling for it, and he's got the catch for out number 1.
Just a can of corn there, out to right field, shallow fly ball, easier for Kaufman to get over to it.
Now batting the center fielder, number 11, Will Entner. Entner was pinch hit his last turn through the order, but he's back in now. The high school level allows you to sub in a guy for just 1 at bat. And then you can sub the same guy right back in after that 1 at bat. Unique wrinkle of the rules here at this level. 2 straight misses for Hoffman. 2-0 the count to Entner.
Hoffman trying to establish his pitches down low. He has not gotten the calls from the umpire.
Gets the call from the umpire there for strike 1 as he just throws that one down Broadway.
A little bit inside there, but well within the strike zone from Hoffman.
That one high and in, ball 3. 3-1 the count to Entner. Jammed on that one, a slow roller to third, picked up by Tandon. Throw across the infield to first. That'll be out number 2.
Hoffman induces another weak ground ball, and that's been the story for Brookline. They've been able to get a lot of weak grounders induced from Andover, continuing their pitching dominance.
Now batting the Andover pitcher, who has been pretty dominant himself today, number 18, Kyle Olson. That one misses outside, ball 1.
Olson's been unbelievable on the mound. An incredible duel between him and Rabiner. And now with Hoffman on the mound for Brookline, continuing the pitching prowess.
That one a little out in front of that pitch as he fouls it up the first base side, strike one.
Just turned on it inside there.
Olson so far today, he has struck out, flown out to center, and struck out again, and then grounded into a fielder's choice his last time up. Nice breaking ball from Hoffman for strike two.
Hoffman loves to throw that slider. Works out for him there.
And another beautiful breaking ball from Eli Hoffman. Gets Olson swinging. And the Brookline reliever puts Andover down in order in the top of the ninth.
Well, Eli Hoffman has done an incredible job, Jesse. We talked about earlier in the game how sometimes teams want to throw their starter out for extra innings in case the reliever struggles. Well, Eli Hoffman has absolutely shut things down. He's controlled the game and lived up to everything here in this big moment of the prelim round of the playoffs.
Speaking of relievers, I think we're going to see our first pitching change of the game for Andover as number 24, Bowden Wood, is going to take over at pitcher for Max Olson. So after what a thrilling pitcher duel it was between Rapiner and Olson, at the end of the day, both of them finished the game with a no decision. Wood will be facing the 8-9-1 hitters for Brookline, Wally Lawrence, Danny Carballo, and Connor Fitzgerald. But an incredible 8-inning performance from Max Olson after Rabiner went 6 2/3 himself. Eli Hoffman has now pitched 2 1/3 shutout innings out of the bullpen for Brookline. And if Brookline can score in this bottom half of the ninth, then Hoffman would get the win. Just his second pitching win of the season, and I think both times would be out of the bullpen, as he's gotten all of his positive result stats so far out of the bullpen. He's got 1 win and 1 save. And we saw how Hoffman was coming out of the pen. Now we'll see how Wood is coming out of the pen.
Well, Kyle Olson went a great 8 innings, dominant performance from him. Now Bowden Wood has to continue it for Andover.
Leading off for Brookline, the center fielder and co-captain, number 24, Wally Lawrence. Lawrence, so far he's walked, struck out, and flown out to right. So 0 for 2 with a walk so far today. That one hits the outside corner for strike one. What's also interesting about this pitching change, much like Brookline, is they switched the handedness of the pitcher. Brookline switched from a righty to a lefty, and over the reverse, they switched from a lefty to a righty.
Well, Andover had 2 pitchers warming up in the bullpen, Wood and another pitcher over to our right side. So potentially they're thinking, what's going to be the handedness that we're facing?
Lawrence hits one off the end of his bat, and that's a fair ball. That's going deep into right field as Lawrence rounds first, heads for second. Wally Lawrence, the co-captain, with a clutch leadoff double as it bounced just barely left of the first base bag.
The senior comes through for Brookline. Wally Lawrence, the co-captain, shoots it over down the first baseline, just stays fair, hustling down to second base. Now a runner in scoring position for Danny Carballo with no outs in the bottom of the ninth for Brookline, looking to advance to the next round.
And the Andover coach looked like he was discussing the fair call with the ump very briefly. That's not an appeal he was going to win. And now coming up with a potential chance to win the game The second baseman, number 30, Danny Carballo. He shows bunt. He lays it down. Picked up by Wood. They're going to go to first. And Carballo does his job there, moving the winning run to third. 1 out. Brookline just 90 feet away from going to the round of 32.
Great stuff from Carballo there. Perfectly done, lays down the bunt.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 9, Connor Fitzgerald. He sends one right up the middle, and Wood going to check the runner and throw to first. That's about the worst possible result it could have been for Brookline, as now a sac fly won't do it. It has to be a base hit, as up comes the other senior co-captain, the catcher, number 13, Felix Hom, and they want nothing to do with him as they issue the intentional walk. And we'll see if they do the same to Bollinger. They might do the same to him, and they might load the bases. First, Brookline going to send out the courtesy runner, Bryce Hellentrong, and they are going to issue back-to-back intentional walks. They put Hom and, in turn, his courtesy runner, Bryce Hellentrong, on base, and then Hugh Bollinger on base as well. And so it will be Thaddeus Gameau with a chance to win the ball game. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th in a tied playoff game. This is what you dream of. Here we go. Gameau jammed on that one, bounces it foul up the third baseline, strike one. Thaddeus Gameau, who drove in Brookline's first run of the game, now has a chance to potentially drive in the last one. Holds off as that one high and away for ball one. Remember, with the bases loaded, even a walk or a hit by pitch would win the game for Brookline. Gameau slices that one foul and out of play, strike two. 1-2, the count to Gameau. Brookline, one base hit or free pass away from winning. Andover, 1 out away, 1 strike away from sending this to the 10th inning. Gameau hits a grounder, fielded by the third baseman, and he tags third. And that will end the 9th inning. Bowden Wood just barely hangs on. And at the end of 9, still no winner determined. The score still tied at 2. We will go to the top of the 10th inning.
This has been an absolute thriller, Jesse. Clutch play at third base to tag the third base there for Andover. The third baseman,
Max Sue,
who
has been facing some hard grounders again and again at that spot. A couple of bounced past him for singles by Armand Tandon, and even a bouncer by Gameau got past him for the game's first run, but he makes the stop there and forces us into a 10th inning, as it will be the 2, 3, 4 hitters, Wood, Sue, and Cardillo, coming up for Andover.
After the clutch play by Sue to step on the third base bag, Eli Hoffman back on the mound. He's been as good as ever this season for the Warriors. Came in, Rabiner came out. Hoffman has carried the mantle, has not given up a run in the amount of innings that he's pitched. Top of the 10th inning about to begin. First, it is Wood, Sue, and Cardillo for Andover.
And it will now be relief pitcher against relief pitcher, as that will be the matchup in both halves of this inning to lead off. Hoffman will lead off for Brookline in the bottom half of this inning, but Bowden Wood leading off for Andover here in the top. First pitch from Hoffman skips in the turf for ball 1.
Just a slider down and away from Hoffman, trying to set up with the fastball potentially after the breaking ball.
That one in the zone, strike 1.
And that's what he does, goes to the same area. After the breaking ball slider down and away, goes to the fastball in the zone.
1-1, the count to Wood. Curveball, curves a little too much, ball 2.
Just a bit too much there, a high curveball from Hoffman.
Wood didn't chase that one. Oh, that one almost hit him, but just barely misses, ball 3.
Fastball inside from Hoffman.
That one looked like it slipped out of his control that time. That one catches the outside corner, and we've got a full count.
Hoffman's had some good success with low and away fastballs. 2 for strikes here in this at-bat.
That one hangs on him, high ball 4. A leadoff walk for Andover puts the go-ahead runner aboard. Now batting, the third baseman, number 13, Max Sue. As Wood, now the pitcher, he can get a courtesy runner. Number 6, Vincent Giaimo.
Not much of a lead from him off of first.
Hoffman is a lefty thrower. He can have a quicker throw to first, but we did see him miss one a couple innings back. Showing bunt, Sue lays it down. Hoffman comes to get it. Throw to first is complete. That'll be the first out of the inning, but the go-ahead run is now in scoring position.
Effective throw there from Hoffman, cool, calm, and collected, dealing with the sacrifice bunt as he needs to, just throws it to first to get the out.
Now batting the catcher, number 7, Ryan Cardillo. He drove in Andover's first run. Swing and a miss at the fastball there, strike 1.
Bit of movement there on that hard pitch from Hoffman. Just a bit of a cut inside.
Now he lifts one into right center. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Juggled by Lawrence. He's struggling to pick up the ball. The runner is coming to the plate, and he's going to score. Giaimo was late to take off, and it looked like he was going to be held at third, but Wally Lawrence got a case of the Butterfingers out in center. Scoring on the E8 there.
Just a tough game for Wally Lawrence in the field. Had the error earlier in the game that kept things alive for Andover in the top of the 7th. Now the E8 here, and Brookline just looking to stop the bleeding here in the top of the 10th.
1 out, runner at first. Andover now leading Brookline 3-2. As up comes the first baseman, number 21, Luke Tremblay. And he tries to bunt, fouls it for strike 1. Andover trying to get another runner into scoring position, but Tremblay mishits that one. Timeout called by the Andover third base coach to talk with Tremblay. We've had some sprinkling rain on and off here in Brookline today. Tremblay steps out of the box again. Now steps back in. 0-1 is the count. 1 out, runner at first. Hits a grounder over to second, fielded by Carballo. Flip to second for 1, on to first, and they complete the 4-6-3 double play to end the inning quickly. But Brookline, now rather than playing to win, they'll be playing to stay alive. As we move to the bottom of the 10th, the score, Andover 3, Brookline 2.
Clutch play there in the field from the Brookline Warriors. Danny Carballo has had a great game in the field. A bunch of difficult catches where he's had to go all the way back to make the grab, the double play here. But the Warriors need to come back. They must at least tie it to continue their season.
Bowden Wood back on the mound after getting out of the jam in the bottom of the 9th. He'll be facing the 5, 6, 7 hitters, Hoffman, Tandone, and Kaufman. The last 3 hopes for the Warriors season.
It's been a roller coaster of a game, a complete pitcher's duel early. Nikolai Rabiner versus Olsen, who was absolutely dominant. Both of them were absolutely dominant. Kyle Olsen pitched a great game, went 8 innings, only gave up 2 runs. It's been a close battle throughout. Warriors thought they had a chance to win it. Lawrence dropped a ball in center field, and then Brookline gave up a run to tie it 2-2 in the top of the 7th. It was knotted up ever since, and then Andover got the go-ahead for now run.
Leading off for Brookline, the pitcher, number 3, Eli Hoffman. Checks his swing on the low dipping breaking ball for ball 1. Hoffman reached his first time up on a hit-by pitch, but since then I think he's gotten out every time, as timeout called there as there was a loose baseball that they had to go and get. Hoffman, I believe, has struck out 3 times while getting hit by a pitch, so 0 for 3 so far. But that one gonna miss. Ball 2.
Hoffman disciplined hitting.
Hoffman, one of the more patient hitters for Brookline. He's had a number of free passes this season. Takes a hard cut and a miss there, strike 1.
That pitch from Wood a little bit more down low. Hoffman thinking he could hit it.
Hoffman had 8 walks in the regular season. Hits one up the middle, that bounces through. Eli Hoffman helping out his own cause with a leadoff single. The tying run is aboard for Brookline, but it's a long way from first to home, as up comes the third baseman, number 6, Armand Tandone. Hoffman has 1 stolen base already today. See what they do here against a righty pitcher. They go for the bunt, and it's fouled. Tipped off the bat by Tandone, strike 1.
Hoffman with a strong shot there, potentially to give the Warriors some momentum here with the season on the line.
Tandone has had 2 singles his last 2 times at the plate. Showing bunt again, pulls back, it's a ball, pickoff throw, and Hoffman dives back. 1-1 the count to Tandone. Now lays down the bunt up the first base side, picked up by Wood, flipped to first. That'll be out number 1, but the tying run moves into scoring position. We've seen a large number of sac bunts from both teams today. Tandone doing his job there. Now coming up, the right fielder, number 8, Max Kaufman. Kaufman, he had a chance to win the game in the bottom of the 8th, but went down on strikes in his first plate appearance of the game, batting in place of Harris Hodgson. Now he's got Hoffman at second as the potential tying run. That one fouled to the backstop, strike 1.
Just a bit behind that pitch on the outside part of the plate.
Breaking ball there comes in high, ball 1. Kaufman, another patient hitter for Brookline. He had 9 walks in the regular season. Now facing a 1-1 count. That one low for ball 2.
Fastball down low there, just below the strike zone from Wood.
A walk, not the worst thing in the world for Andover in this situation. Certainly something they can afford, as it would create a force at a number of bases. Kaufman hits a grounder over to second, fielded cleanly by Van Buren, thrown to first, out number 2. Hoffman moves to third, the tying run 90 feet away, but Brookline is down to the last out of their season. Coming up, the center fielder and senior co-captain, number 24, Wally Lawrence. First pitch, and he launches it into left center field. Redemption, thy name is Wally Lawrence. He is racing all the way up to second, and he's going for 3. Wally Lawrence not slowing down, head first to third. Oh, what a play from the captain. Brookline's hopes are alive here at Parsons. A game-tying RBI triple to left center from Wally Lawrence. And now Brookline with a chance to win with the winning run now at third. What a flip of the script with one big swing of the bat. Now with a chance to win it, the second baseman, number 30, Denny Carballo. Lifts it to left center. If it drops, that's your ball game. It's caught. The thrills and chills of playoff baseball here at Parsons Field. We are through 10, and we still don't know who's going to the round of 32, as we are all tied up once again, 3-3.
Unbelievable stuff, Jesse. This is an absolute classic here at Parsons Field. Redemption at its finest. You said it perfectly, Jesse. Wally Lawrence, the RBI triple, and before that, I just had a feeling. Not sure what it was, but I had a gut feeling. Wally Lawrence, huge hit here, and that's exactly what happened. Lawrence comes through, the senior co-captain for Brookline.
Man, and I'm so happy for that young man. Such a tough game in what could potentially be the last of his high school career. Has a couple of costly errors in center field, and then was almost the last out of his team's season, but instead a heroic game-tying triple. You'll love to see it. Eli Hoffman back on the bump for another inning of relief work as we go to the top of the 11th inning. He'll be facing Feely, Van Buren, and Solomon. And Brookline could have a big opportunity in the bottom half of the inning, as they'll have the top of their order coming up. And while those guys went down in order their last time through, those are the top guys that Brookline tend to lean on offensively.
100%. And also, when you think about it, Jesse, as well, one of their stints here where it was the top of the order coming up, pretty much almost everybody was intentionally walked. So definitely some damage control done by Andover, just not wanting to risk things. It really has worked out for them. As a result, Brookline's top of the order has not been as effective as usual.
Yeah, not as explosive a day, but still the top 4 batters for Brookline responsible for 2 of their 3 runs so far. But first, we have to handle the top of the 11th, leading off for Andover, the designated hitter, number 10, Sam Feely. First pitch from Hoffman misses low and away, ball 1. Ooh, did he check his swing there? They check. He checked it. Ball 2.
Hoffman going back-to-back pitches low and away. He loves to tunnel those pitches low and away with the slider and the fastball.
Timeout called by Feely. That one just a bit outside. A 3-0 hitter's count.
Feely looking to get on base to start this inning for Andover.
That one is in the zone, strike 1. Feely taking that one all the way with the 3-0 count.
And Jesse, you got to give credit to Eli Hoffman. He has really done incredible here in these extra innings, but he walks there. Oh no! That was a strike.
Oh my gosh! And the Brookline student section breaking out a chant from Ted Lasso that I'm not necessarily going to repeat. 3-2, the full count to Feely. And Feely lifts one into left center. It's going to drop in. Missed by Fitzgerald, and Lawrence again dropped it, as that'll be a leadoff double for Sam Feely. Up until Lawrence's triple in the bottom of the 10th, we had 0 extra base hits from either team. But we get what I would generously score as a double there for Feely. You know, yeah, it took a bit of a weird hop over Fitzgerald's head, and he could have potentially played it better, but I wouldn't call that an error.
I would definitely call it a double.
Yeah.
Well in the gap, deeply hit, for sure.
Number 1, Brennan Muhammad will be running in place of Feely. He'll represent the go-ahead run at second base with nobody out. Up comes the second baseman, number 5, Danny Van Buren. Brookline expecting a sacrifice bunt here as Hoffman turns around to keep the runner honest. Lays down the bunt, picked up by Hoffman. He is going to go to first and get the out. Yet another sacrifice bunt. We've seen so many of them today in this absolute marathon contest. And now Andover just 90 feet away from taking the lead with 1 out here in the top of the 11th. Up comes the right fielder, number 20, Luke Solomon.
Andover's done a really good job in their bunting game. That's been a big thing, especially in these late innings here in extras.
Yeah, it's really been a big thing for both teams. First pitch to Solomon, gonna miss for ball 1, as we've had consecutive half innings with a sac bunt dating all the way back to the bottom of the 9th. The bottom of the 9th, top of the 10th, bottom of the 10th, and top of the 11th all featured a sacrifice bunt. That one gonna miss high for ball 2.
Hoffman goes back to the fastball yet again. A lot of low pitches earlier in this at-bat and in the at-bat before. This time tries to switch it up.
Infield pulled in for Brookline with the runner at third. Lines a shot into right, and that's going to drop in. Andover will take the lead on the RBI single from Luke Solomon. And again, Brookline is playing from behind.
Yet again, the Warriors with their backs against the walls. Just really good shot into right field there for Andover, giving them the lead yet again.
Now batting the center fielder, number 11, Will Entner. He's showing bunt, and he fouls that one for strike 1.
Just an incredible shot into right field by Andover's number 20, Luke Solomon. Got to give him credit. Hard line drive shot into right.
Still showing bunt as that one misses the outside pickoff throw. Not in time as Solomon dives back safely.
Man, Jesse, Gameau almost made the tag at first. He was awfully close.
1-1 the count after that pitch out. That one skips in the turf. Oh, I think they called a balk. They send Solomon up to second. And that is going to eliminate the sack bunt strategy as the runner in scoring position already. Entner now with a chance to swing away. I don't believe that pitch counted because of the balk call. So it's a 1-1 count. Swing and a miss there, strike 2.
Good stuff from Hoffman. Hard pitch with a bit of movement, inducing the swing and miss.
1-2 the count. 1 out, runner at second. Runner taking off for third as it's fouled away by Entner. Oh, Hom got hit on the follow-through, I think. But it looks like he's okay. He's brushing it off. You can understand Hom trying to pop up quick to try and make a throw to third. So, like, his body's already moving. But then the swing from Entner when he follows through, like, if you're leaning towards third base, you're going right in the direction of Entner's bat. Fouls that one off the end of his bat. Stays alive at 1-2. Giving Hoffman a battle here in the top of the 11th. Swing and a miss. Fooled by the breaking ball. 2 down here in the top of the 11th.
Great slider there from Hoffman. He's gone to it so much in this game, and he's had a lot of success with it, going inning after inning following Rabbiter's exit.
Now batting number 18, it's Olsen back at the plate as some rain starting to fall again. That pitch way outside for ball 1. That one low, blocked by Hom, ball 2.
Hoffman went to the low fastball there. Not the hardest pitch, but still tried to rev up the velocity.
Grounder, Kyle Olsen sends it up the middle, and they're gonna send the runner around. It's an insurance run for Andover off the RBI single from Kyle Olsen.
Nobody positioned up the middle for the Warriors. Carballo is over to the right side, splits the gap, and Olsen drives in the insurance run. for Andover.
Yeah, standard infield positioning when you got a lefty hitter up, but it backfires on him there as Bowden hits a bouncer over to second. Carballo fields it, throws to first. That will end the inning, but Brookline now in an even tighter situation than they were in the bottom of the 10th as they now trail by 2. Our score going to the bottom of the 11th. Andover 5, Brookline 3.
Brookline with their backs against the wall, looking to continue their season and keep it alive here.
It'll be the 1, 2, 3 hitters. Fitzgerald, Hom, and Bollinger due up. Definitely the guys that you want to have up in this kind of situation, but Andover did put them down in order their last time up. We'll see how they do this time, as that last time, or actually no, the last time they were up, they all got intentionally walked. That's right. Got all my orders mixed up. It's been such a long game. Bowden Wood will be facing the top of Brookline's order for the second time now.
You know what's wild, Jesse? At the beginning, we were talking about how short of a game this was until extras.
Yeah, it was moving so fast because both pitchers were shut down, but then the game just kept going and going and going.
If the Warriors had ended things in the 7th inning, we could be talking about one of the shorter games that we've called together, but instead, a long extra inning marathon here at Parsons.
And now Brookline, for the second inning in a row with their backs to the wall, they need to score twice in this inning or their season comes to an end. Both teams have failed to shut the door with a 1-run margin so far this game, but now Andover with a 2-run margin. Let's see how Brookline responds. Leading off, the left fielder, number 9, Connor Fitzgerald. First pitch skips in the turf, ball 1.
Off-speed pitch down low there, Wood looking to induce a swing and miss.
Fitzgerald, his last time up against Wood back in the bottom of the 9th, he grounded out back to the pitcher. That one just catches the outside corner, strike 1.
Just got it there, awfully close pitch.
1-1 the count. That one just misses, outside ball 2. Wood painting around that outside corner with those last 2 pitches. Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
Change up down low from Wood. Induces the swing and miss too early for Fitzgerald.
That breaking ball, did that hit him? Fitzgerald trying to say it hit him, but the ump says no. It'll be ball 3.
It appeared to me that that hit Fitzgerald. One of the coaches for the Warriors talking now with the umpire, but
head coach Brendan O'Connor trying to appeal the call, but does not win that one. It'll be a full count to Fitzgerald. Still has a chance for a free pass if Wood misses on the upcoming payoff pitch. Fitzgerald lifts one into left center, but racing after it is Entner, and that'll be out number 1.
Another line drive, this time to left center field, and that's been the story for Brookline. A lot of hard shots to the center field area, a lot of them caught.
1 down. Now up the catcher and co-captain, number 13, Felix Hom. Breaking ball drops in the zone for strike one.
12-6 curveball there from Wood.
Hom was intentionally walked the last time he would have faced Wood, so he hasn't had a chance to face him yet today. That one misses, low and away, ball one.
Wood going to the slider low and away there down low.
Raindrops falling out here at Parsons once again. Hom cracks one deep to left center. Entner chasing it, and he's got it. Entner displaying a lot of range this inning. Brookline down to their final out.
Yet another hard shot, this time by Hom into left center. But all for naught, as yet another out. Brookline needs to survive here.
Last chance for Brookline will be the shortstop, number 2, Hugh Bollinger. First pitch, and he's jammed. A pop-up to the shortstop, and it's caught. And that is your ball game and your season. The final score after 11 innings of play, the Andover Golden Warriors 5, the Brookline Warriors 3. Well, a heartbreaking way to finish, but what a game and what a season for Brookline High baseball. Non-stop thrills from beginning to end. And what a ball game this was. We saw plenty of thrilling plays, a close down-to-the-wire contest. But in the end, Andover just got those few extra inches more to get the win. Well, that's going to do it for the game and for the season for Brookline High baseball. Andover will advance to the round of 32, where they will face off against second-seeded Mayfield-Sheehan on Sunday night. Brookline's season comes to an end here in the preliminary round for the second straight year. And now as we put a wrap on this broadcast and on this season, I want to say some thank yous here. First off, one last thank you to our local sponsor for today, Brookline Proven. Brookline Proven, your local source for home improvement contractors. Brookline High baseball parent Paul Hom and his team can do anything from remodels to handyman honey-do lists. They live in Brookline, they work in Brookline, and they know just what a Brookline home needs. Visit brklnproven.com or text Paul at 617-352-8829 to find out more and discuss the scheduling, pricing, and specifics of the services your home needs. Once again, that's brklnproven.com or text 617-352-8829. Thank you again, Brookline Proven, for sponsoring this broadcast. And amongst my other thank yous, Sam, I want to thank you for joining me for a number of thrilling games throughout this baseball season. You've been a fantastic co-commentator here along with me. It's been a pleasure to have you. It's been a pleasure to see your commentary grow over the course of this season. Hope you've had fun joining me, and I'll look forward to you joining me for a bunch more broadcasts throughout the seasons to come. I want to thank, as always, the Brookline High baseball team, the coaches, the parents, for bringing me back for another season. I said earlier that I have covered every season of the 2020s for Brookline, going all the way back to that post-COVID 2021 season. It's been such a thrill and such a pleasure every single time, and I don't want you guys to think I take the relationship I have with this team for granted, because I don't. Filled with such wonderful people and such a great community, and I'm so grateful every single year I get to come back. Want to give some final shout-outs to the seniors for Brookline and just say a few words about their careers. We'll start with some of the senior backups. Daniel Leary, Gabe Knowles, Zach Rothman, and Finn Collins. Didn't get a lot of playing time, so unfortunately there's not too much I can say about their games. But one thing I always say, about guys that don't get as much playing time but still keep coming back and joining the team, all the way through to the end of their senior season, it's like this is a volunteer activity. These guys don't need to be here. And, it could be so easily understood if a player was just like, I'm not getting playing time. It's my senior year. I want to enjoy my last year of high school and go do something else. But guys like this don't say that. They come around. They keep sticking around. They love the game. They love their teammates, whatever it is. They show that love just by showing up to practice, showing up to games, cheering their teammates on from the dugout. So while I can't speak very definitively on the game of these guys, I can speak very definitively on the character of these guys for continuing to come around game in and game out. Shout-outs to Daniel Leary, Gabe Knowles, Zach Rothman, and Finn Collins. Next up, a shout-out to number 8, Max Kaufman. Kaufman sort of rotated in and out of the lineup rotation for Brookline throughout this season, but he was always ready to step up whenever Brookline needed him. He's had a few big clutch plays, had a big 2-run single in that other marathon game against Framingham that took 2 days to complete. Also had a big walk as part of a comeback rally in the rematch against Framingham on senior day. His numbers may not be the biggest, but he was still a solid contributor. I think he had something like 9 runs scored and 7 RBI, so he still contributed to 16 runs scored for Brookline, even if his other stats don't necessarily jump off the page. He was a big contributor for the team. Hats off to Max Kaufman. And now to the co-captains. First for Jimmy DiPaolo, who I'm sure is more disappointed than anyone that he couldn't finish out his high school career on the field, as he unfortunately suffered a wrist injury in a game against Natick a couple weeks back. But even in that limited time, or semi-limited time, what an impact he made and what a presence he was for Brookline. I still remember him coming on, making his first appearances 2 years ago as part of that 2024 season, Brookline's first winning season of the 2020s. He was a backup at that time, a young sophomore. Still got some big hits. I still remember the RBI double he hit in Walpole, one of his first big hits. I remember the big catch he made as a substitute third baseman in the playoff clinching win against Wellesley. And he just grew in his role. He was one of Brookline's main guys in the batting order just last year. His second, season as a varsity regular. His first as a starter, really. And he was asked to take on a very big role at the shortstop position, captain of the infield. And he never hesitated, never backed down from the responsibility of that position. Made a lot of great plays there over the past 2 years. Made a lot of great plays with his bat. I mean, his home run to straightaway center earlier this season, one of the big highlights of a season that was jam-packed full of highlights. I could go on, but I think all that speaks for itself. Hats off to Jimmy DiPaolo for a great high school career. And then next, I want to shout out one of the other co-captains, number 24, Wally Lawrence. I know today was kind of a tough day in the field for Wally Lawrence, but don't discount the impact that he made in center field throughout the season. Plenty of big diving catches, plenty of gunning throws back into the infield to hold up runners, plenty of range he displayed in that outfield. Today was a bit of a tough day defensively for him, but he made so many great plays with his glove. Even at times in the season when his bat wasn't coming through, you could always count on his glove to come through. The willingness of him to step up as a pitcher in a season where Brookline was really struggling with pitching depth. He had never pitched before this season. He stepped up in such a big way in that sense. Brookline doesn't get here without him. It's plain and simple. Not only did he kind of help carry the offense during the earlier parts of the season when the team was struggling at the plate, stepped up in a big way on the mound when his team needed him. covered for his pitchers well in the outfield during most of his regular appearances. This was a guy who had his teammates back from start to finish. And, you know, I'm glad that the last note of his high school baseball career was that game-tying RBI triple, because he deserves to go out with a bang for all the selfless contributions he made throughout this season. And then wrapping it up, the last senior co-captain, number 13, Felix Hom. What can I say about a guy who got promoted up to the varsity roster late in his freshman season, started making an impact right away with some highlight-worthy swings of the bat and some highlight-worthy plays at shortstop. That's right, he started as an infielder before he got moved to catcher last year, but the first 2 years of his career, he was an infielder, made a lot of big plays in the infield, was a key contributor right from his first full varsity season as a sophomore 2 years ago, made a lot of big hits, a lot of big RBI hits throughout the season, and then last year really exploded at the plate in his first season at catcher, became one of Brookline's top hitters, led in a lot of hitting categories last year, and while he didn't lead in too many categories this year because Hugh Bollinger was hitting like a maniac, he was still ranking high in so many offensive categories. And then his growth as a catcher behind the plate, the number of guys he threw out from behind the plate on the base paths, the number of great games he called, managing the situation with a lot of pitchers that had to stay in longer than they would have liked with the lack of depth at the pitcher position this season. You cannot undersell the impact that Felix Hom has had over 4 seasons of Brookline High baseball. And I wish him and the rest of the seniors the best. Shout out to Felix Hom, and one last shout out to all the seniors: Jimmy DiPaolo, Max Kaufman, Daniel Leary, Felix Hom, Gabe Knowles, Zach Rothman, Finn Collins, and Wally Lawrence. And then one last shout out to you guys, the fans, for tuning in throughout this season. I hope you guys have enjoyed these broadcasts as much as I have enjoyed bringing them to you. Like I said, always such a joy, and I hope it's a joy for you guys as well. But that is going to do it. In 11 innings, Andover 5, Brookline 3, from Parsons Field in Brookline, Massachusetts, alongside Sam Lowenstein, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching, and thanks for another great season, Brookline High Baseball.